Alright, everybody, welcome back to Well Laid Plans. We are a spin off cast from Crit Hit Wild. Today, I am joined with my good friend Crash from the North. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on. Yeah,
Yeah.
how are you doing today, man?
Good, man. Just tired. It's been a long day. We are recording this as Adepticon is going on, so we've got some lists pulled up. We might be kind of peeking in to see who's doing what and some highly played characters to kind of influence our list because today's episode, as you probably got from the wonderful tag that you clicked on to get in here, is that we are doing another Hellfire list as promised. This time we're going to be kind of more based around attrition, playing the best kind of possible characters that we can. Just all in all, just good stuff and good complementary pieces. We want to have just kind of no real theme besides just all good all the time. So,
It sounds all good.
yeah, exactly. So, um, with Emma's leadership, and as always, we'll be using CerebroMCP.com as our list building tool of choice, making sure that we have it we have it clicked over here that all the characters will show. That we won't have any restrictions. You guys can judge all my lists if you want. Um, but Hellfire Club is built around Emma Frost. Emma Frost is a dual-sided character. I'll bring up both forms here so you can check them out. You mostly want her to stay in her normal form. She does a lot of really good things. She's got a range 4 mystic attack that throws 5 dice, has a builder, and can advance the character on a hit and wild. The main thing you want her on this side are for her 2 superpowers: Shield Mine and Telekinetic Deflection. Shield Mine for 2 power. That when this character or an allied character within 4 of it would be advanced, placed, pushed by the effects of mystic attacks or enemy superpowers, you may use this power. They are no longer advanced, placed, or pushed. So she kind of has a built-in Indomitable, which is really, really good, as well as telekinetic deflection. If this character would suffer damage, it may use this power. It does not suffer damage from this collision, so it's got a built-in brace as well. I don't know if you guys know, Brace and Indomitable are really good cards, so having those available are really, really strong.
Except for her leadership taking a tactic card.
Yeah, yeah, and the backside. Honestly, the only time I've played Emma now. I know you've played Emma some. I've played Emma about 3 or 4 games now. Um, Ironically, the only time I ever flip her is when she has conditions on her. I'm trying to like I played a game the other day. She had stun, bleed, and incinerate, and I was like, cool. I'm going to pay the power and flip her to drop all of those, uh, which was really nice. I did like that
Super
a lot.
frustrating.
Yeah, not
Super
for.
frustrating for your opponent. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were pretty sad about it. So nothing crazy. She's a solid character in her own right. The leadership that she carries um, reads My Hellfire Club. When this card is included in your squad, if your squad is unaffiliated, includes Emma Frost and this card, you may play this card. Your squad is now using the Hellfire Club affiliation, regardless of other affiliated characters. And Emma Frost gains the following leadership: White Queen's Pawns. Once per round, at the end of an allied character's activation, Emma Frost may use this leadership ability. When she does, all other allied characters contesting or holding objective tokens gain a power and remove a damage. All other allied characters not contesting lose a power, suffer a damage. Emma Frost then gains 1 power for each power lost this way and may remove 1 damage for each damage suffered this way. So you can use this card to really kind of save Emma, as well as mostly, from what I've gathered in my games, is we're basically using this to give all of our characters extra power and take damage away from them. I did have a game, a local game I played against X Force, where I actually moved a couple characters off of points, literally just to heal Emma and save Emma, um, which was really frustrating for the opponent, um, because this does include grunt characters. So you can literally, grunts will take a damage. They can't gain the power, or they can't lose power. They don't have it. but that damage heals Emma 1. And that's something I think we'll get into here a little bit when we get into character selection. It's kind of interesting. How have you been using the leadership? I know you've got to play some games with them.
My goal is just to give myself extra power and juice my characters to a level that they couldn't get otherwise. So
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
can't
well
say
how
I've
I've been
used
using
it to
it.
heal Emma.
I did one time, and it was one of those. I was playing. I played her. We were playing at 19. I played Emma, Venom, Red Skull, Master of Hydra. So that's 13. And then I had 2 3s, I believe. And I don't want to pull up my list. I don't want to cheat the world here. They don't need to see what I like to do. I can look this up on my phone. They don't have to see it. Who else did I play? So we played Iron Man and Iron Fist was my list. So I kind of moved the grunts off the point to take a damage.
Take that, you Hydra grunts.
Yeah, just to help Emma survive. Ironically, the grunts won me the game, so I can't actually be upset at them because they just sat on a point the entire time and just got me like 3 points. And when we counted in round 3, it was like 10-9, and I had 6 points because I didn't count the grunts because Red Skull had dazed, and he was like, no, like the grunts count still, and I was like, oh, okay. And I got the extra point. It was late. It was like 10 p.m., so it was a little bit late. But for those who are new, and if this is the first one you're looking, basically what we're going to do is we're going to build a game night or tournament ready list for the Hellfire Club with Emma Frost as the leader, the only leader we're going to be playing in the list. We're probably going to end up being able to play other leaders in this list just because of how it works out. I think the last list we did for Hellfire Club, you could play like 4 different affiliations. It was really funny. We didn't really plan that out that way, but there was a certain time when you went to 17, you could play like Mystique as a leader, Thanos as a leader, Emma as a leader, Miles Morales as a leader, and someone else. It was just funny because you just had so many options. Because there are a lot of really good characters, so we're trying to take advantage of all the good characters since we do not have roster building restrictions with the My Hellfire Club. One thing we will take huge that will be really important are characters with really good tactic cards. That is something we will find out when we get to the tactics cards selection that becomes kind of rough. Not having any like Hellfire Club tactics cards, it gets tough, man. Like there are not a lot of good like just neutral tactics cards anymore. They really got rid of most of them.
Yeah, I think they said that was their goal at one point, was to make them more specific to characters. So
Yeah, they really are. We just need to get more we just need more packs out so we can get more of those cards. So
there we go.
So we're gonna start at the top. We're gonna just go into we're just gonna jump right in here to the characters. So the first character when you start from the top is Dormammu, who is excluded. Dormammu is the one character that will not ever be in a list besides his own, because he has to be Dark Dimension if he's on the table. We will eventually have a Dormammu list. That's not this one, so we can go ahead and move right along here. So the next are 7 threat characters. We have Malekith the Accursed and the Immortal Hulk.
I want them both.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of get to a point where there's a lot of these really good characters. We're probably just gonna. So for now, we're gonna put them both on the list, and we're gonna go to 6 threats because we're gonna consider them both. They're both gonna be in the list, and then when we get to 6 threats, we're gonna consider 6 threat Hulk. Are there any other 6 threats you're thinking about here?
You could potentially consider Thanos, but that's just because he's good.
Yeah.
Hulk Buster, he's got the big base, so on a back D or E, he's on the point right away. You can juice him up.
Yeah. I do like Thanos a lot because he's really good. The biggest problem with Thanos is you're gonna want stones, and I don't know if we can really give up our restricted cards. Um, so in our previous Hellfire Club, we did play Thanos, and we played him with a stone that wasn't restricted. I think in this list we would want two stones, which means one of them is going to be restricted because the good ones are restricted. Power reality are both restricted. I think it's just power and reality, which we would probably want. Yes, reality and space. So normally at two stones, so like you can do like mind and space, or you can do mind and power. I guess it's not great. Um, yeah,
So maybe we should just stick to the big bases.
Yeah, we might want to just. I mean, I don't know if Thanos is going to fit this list all that well. As much as I mean, he's one of the best models in this game. I've been very vocal on our podcast that there are two models that are the best two models in the game. It is two stone Thanos and six threat Hulk. I think those are the best two models in the game. I am not all that sure it's really close. I think it's just those two models. Um, Again, that doesn't mean we have to play them. Like we're going to play models that aren't the best at their position because they're going to fit what we want to do better. Mentioning Hulkbuster, I don't hate Hulkbuster. Um,
Not really. He's more control than attrition, though.
yeah, I mean he's mostly pushing characters away, which is really nice. He does have like hit and run. He does have a size 4 terrain throw, which I'm a big fan of. Um, I don't like that his damage reduction is a pay. Um, I've played against Hulkbuster a couple times, and I've never really been super impressed. Um, I
He
think
doesn't bring the fear that Hulk brings.
yeah, I mean, at 6 points, I don't think he ends up making the cut. Mainly because the best thing about him is the fact that you can play a specific tactics card, but we can get that on a much cheaper model.
That's true.
That I'm pretty sure we'll end up talking about here shortly. So, um, I mean, Magneto is also really good. But again, the main thing with Magneto is you really want that like that leadership. But his throw is really good. He's a really good model. I think we just gotta talk about Magneto. Like, Magneto is he's a top tier character as well. Most of the six are really, really good. You're not going to go wrong playing any of these six threat characters. I've now brought them all up on the screen for those who are watching on YouTube. You're not missing out for not playing them.
I think Hulk is the best six threat choice, though, if we're going for attrition and juicing.
Yeah, I think he's the best choice for sure. I think he's one A to one B to Thanos as the best characters in the game. So I don't think you're going wrong there, no matter what. So we can go down to 5. 5 is where I mean, there's a lot more options at 5 than we had in the other two options. There's some that are pretty easily removed here. We're probably not playing Amazing Spider-Man. We're not playing Black Bolt, Cable.
We're not playing Cable. What?
And I'll be honest,
Oh, no.
that's X-Force is in a lot better position now than they were before. A lot better position where all the maps kind of shrunk a little bit. Same thing with Black Bolt. Like Inhumans are in a lot better spot because they want to do things that they can now do a lot easier. And Cable being able to incinerate on his builder, it's still a range 5 dice builder. Like Cable, I mean, he is slightly underwhelming. His leadership's not great, but they're definitely in a better spot than they were. They're just really dice dependent, which is unfortunate for them. So we're probably not going to consider Black Bolt Cable. Probably not. We're definitely not considering Jean Grey. I'm not even going to entertain that option. We're not going to consider the Sentinel Prime, probably. I want to find a way to fit him in a list, though. I just don't.
I see a couple real juicy 5 threats.
Yeah, there's some really good 5 threats. We've got the new toy is Ulick, right? A lot of people are really high on Ulick. He's in a lot of lists at Adepticon right now. He's doing a lot of things. I'm not sure he's our best option. I think we've got a couple really good 5 threat options. What 5 threats are you looking at?
I am definitely looking at Red Skull, Master of Hydra. Even though he's not the big base, but he's got the grunts and he's got the ability to damage himself and juice himself up.
We can
And
make sure he has a proper amount of power every turn to where he can empower gauntlets
yes,
both of his attacks.
yes, he can heal himself with Emma's leadership and oh, just so much good stuff.
Yeah. Also, we're with his Leviathan armor. He has the ability to not be either pushed or advanced or suffer damage. Which again, something that Emma can do, but having that effect over and over is really, really good. Those who know me and are listening to this podcast because they like me and they want to support me, they know that I am a huge fan of another 5 threat that I'm going to go ahead and bring up on the screen here, and that's Ghost Rider. That's Mr. Jonathan Blaze himself. Johnny Blaze is good. Real good. He has a lot of health. He has a really good tactics card. He has a really good diverse attack pool. He has a lot of movement shenanigans. He doesn't have any issue with power. He's going to have power. He's going to have a lot of it. He's on that large base. He does a lot of really good
on wheels.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. I think he's a 5 that we end up considering as well. I am not sure there's another 5 I think those are. I think when you look at these 5s, I think those are the best 2 5 threat characters in the game.
Do you wouldn't consider Juggernaut?
I was hovered over Juggernaut. Yeah, I think we can. I don't see any reason not to. I think I was actually getting. I think he's kind of right there with them. Just I think he's just in that like A tier versus them being. I think they're both S. I think Red Skull and Ghost Rider are both S tier models personally. I think Juggernaut's in that A tier with another couple models. I think we're going to mention Ulick, Scarlet Witch. Yeah, that's it. I think. I think MODOK's really good too. I'm really worried MODOK's going to get like kind of rotated out, but that's a whole other issue for a whole different day. I think MODOK's really good. I think if MODOK's a character you really like, and that's the thing here, if MODOK's a character you really like, he's a perfect 5 for your list. Like we're just being a little bit more optimal. That doesn't mean that MODOK's bad in any capacity, or Juggernaut or Scarlet Witch. But if you're trying to play Jean Grey, that's kind of on you. You're kind of setting yourself up. So, yeah,
preparing for failure.
Yeah, and Juggernaut does bring an affiliation card, so I think we can bring Juggernaut or put Juggernaut in the considering list. I'm not against that at all.
I think that's a solid basis for 5s.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's any others we really need to. Ebony Maw is also really good, guys. I'm going to preach that as much as I can forever. Ebony Maw does a lot of stuff. He's really good, and he's just really good. Like, Ebony Maw needs more love.
Good.
Yeah, Ebony Maw needs more love.
Underplayed.
Yeah. I want to put Ulick in here, too. I want to do those 4. I think those are probably the best 4 5s. With MODOK and Scarlet Witch kind of creeping behind. So I think, and Ebony Maw is right there too. I think we'll just consider Ebony Maw is not really for what we're trying to do. Kind of the same thing with Scarlet Witch and MODOK. They want to do a little bit different stuff. I don't really think we need a 5 that wants to kind of hang back like MODOK does. I think we can get those effects kind of elsewhere, but let's go.
And the Sorcerer Supremes of the world, we don't really need that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not really looking for those type of effects. And both Doctor Stranges are good too. That's not an insult. 5s are a pretty beefy section. Like, then you have some that let you down. Like Thor just feels like he should have been changed somewhere and just did not get any love.
Does have that other shock.
Yeah, shock's really good. It'd be nice if it was on his strike attack, but you know.
Oh, that would be.
That's a whole other conversation for another day. We'll definitely get around to doing Thor. That's one I'm actually kind of excited to do because I really do like Asgard as well. Might have to bring you back on for that one because I know you're a big Asgard guy.
Ooh, that would be sweet.
All right, so we do skip from 5 to 2 because 4 and 3 have the most kind of going on. So what 2 threat characters are you thinking about?
All right, so this is one that probably is obvious, but I really like Wong. And the
Okay.
reason I really like Wong is because he can give you an extra power, and then you get the extra power from the Hellfire Club if you're on the big base. And if you're crazy enough to bring a advanced research and development, you're getting an extra 3 juice to somebody.
Yeah, I definitely think that's. I don't have any. I think Wong's good. Yeah, I think Wong's one of the ones we consider. The main thing is the healing. The additional healing's super good. Um, I think there's a couple. I think there's a couple two threats we can consider. I think we consider Bullseye.
He's always good.
Bullseye's the best two threat character in the game. That's really all we needed to say about him. He's great. He does great things. He deals damage. He has the fact that he has no matter what can damage you is so incredibly good. Um,
Yeah.
I think Okoye is also one we have to consider, just mostly for the bodyguard.
Yep. You can get
Uh,
that online turn 1.
yeah, making sure bodyguard is online from the very beginning of the game is really
Protect those
really
big
good.
7 threats from stagger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Protecting our big threats is a big thing. The other thing I think we have to consider. Um, okay, I guess we can eliminate it. So we're probably not considering Bob, Honey Badger, Nebula, um,
We
Toad.
need Toad. Toad. What about
Toad's
Toad?
Toad's really good. I don't think he's gonna do what we want him to do. I think
Okay.
he's not really
Okay,
playing
yeah,
that
not for
attrition
attrition.
gameplay plan.
Yeah, he's not for attrition. Yeah, that's fair.
So, but old Rocket Raccoon is.
Definitely.
Rocket Raccoon, for two threat, has a range 5 dice builder, has a range 5 7 dice spender that suffers damage and pushes characters off a point. He's got booby traps and he has personal bodyguard with Groot. So I think that package of Rocket and Groot is something we end up considering, just because We Are Groot is such a good card, and then they have a card, right? The two of
Deadly
them,
Duo.
yeah. Deadly
Deadly
Duo is
Duo.
such a good card. So
What is it? It's 3 attacks to 3 different models. They're all rocket spender. So you're
yeah,
chucking 15 dice. That's
yeah,
pretty nice.
yeah. It's really good. I think it's just something we have to consider, um, and I'm not sure it'll end up making the cut, the combo, but I think it's definitely something that'll probably be one of the last things we cut out because it's really, really good.
Yeah,
The
and you can
problem,
line turn 1 with her leadership.
yeah, the problem we're going to get around to is we're going to see that there's a lot of fours and a lot of threes we're going to end up considering. Um, a lot of them, a lot. So, like I said, we're already at two. We're already at 12 characters, and we're not super far in, and we're going to get a lot of fours. We're going to get a lot of threes. So I'm back up to fours now. Scrolling like a madman.
Hey,
Um,
Beta Ray Bill. He's the new hotness.
yeah,
He's got all the things. You can get his throw on line turn 1. He's got the damage reduction. He has 2 power to start. Uh,
I think Beta Ray Bill's great. Also, he gives out stun and shock, which are super good. Um, and his spinder's really really good in certain matchups. And for it only being 3 power, it feels really good when you get against like a Hulk or a
oh yeah, for
Malekith or a
sure.
Sentinel if anyone's playing Sentinels. And now you paid 3 power. Now you've got 9 or 10 dice that you're throwing in. There's a lot of size 4 characters out there now that people are playing a lot of, and just being able to. So the thing I found out, which is really funny, Beta Ray Bill against Ulick 1-on-1 is a pretty disgusting fight for um, Ulick. Like that does not work out in his favor very well. Because he can God Hunter getting to add those dice, and then you have a potential for a throw for 3 power. Now you're throwing 9 dice into Ulick. It does not end all that well for the old the old
Or 8.
the
8
old
dice,
Ulick.
right?
Uh,
Is he size 3?
is he size 3? I thought he was size 4.
I thought Ulick was 3.
He might be. I could be
Question
wrong. Yeah, he's
myself.
size 3. It was Rhino. I'm sorry. Yeah, him and Rhino. Mainly, I killed both of them by throwing them into each other in the last game I played both of them against. So that's just how that worked out. Yeah, so being able to just get 8 dice for 3 power, though, and then a potential throw, now you have 4 auto wounds on somebody. It's a good time for you. I think we did alphabetically. I think there is another 4 that I think we should probably talk about, and that's Agent Venom. Agent Venom's good. Um, he's also the new hotness, and weirdly, I think his new hotness kind of got overshadowed because of Beta Ray Bill. Um, but he's got a range 4 5 dice spender with bleed. He's got a range 3 5 dice 1 power grenade that auto incinerates, and then his spender's a beam 3 7 dice for 4 power. Um, with an ability that says after each attack is resolved, deal 1 damage to each other enemy character within 2 of this character. Um, so
That's
again,
super good.
yeah, some free damage. He also has a place for 2 power. He can remove special conditions. He also has a terrain throw or enemy character throw of size 3 or less. And then while this character is attacking, the defending character cannot modify its defense dice.
He's got all the things.
He does do a lot of good things. So he's right up there with another 4 threat character that I think we end up considering. Ancient one, we're probably not going to consider. This is where it gets kind of tough because you can really play any of these guys. Like I'm a big
Play
black,
a lot of them.
yeah, I'm a big black dwarf guy.
Okay.
And he does a lot of really good things. I'm not sure he ends
He's
up
on a
making.
big base, right?
He is a large base. He's size 4. He's a large base. He's got 6 health on the front, 8 health on the back. He's a
You get him
size,
rolling.
and he has a size 4 terrain or enemy character throw. And he has what people refer to as bad bodyguard. If you're within 2 of him, he can take the attack for character. So he's doing a lot of things that we kind of like, right?
Yeah, we might as well throw him on there, but there's another Black Order 4 that I think we kind of should have counted as a 5, but we definitely might want to consider.
Yeah, which is the alphabetically. Black Panther's the next character. Black Panther's great,
Okay.
guys. He gets a
He's
lot of.
awesome.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. And he's a good attrition piece, too. I'm not sure he's doing enough of what we really want. I think we can get some more out of the 4th threat. But, Black Panther's great, guys. I think he's more in that, like, attrition control style than he is more just pure attrition. Because he does need a little bit of help. He's not doing it all by himself, which we do add some help, but he's more of just kind of moving around the board type of guy. So we can go ahead and skip on to the next character that you were alluding to, and that's I'm gonna guess Black Swan.
I was thinking Corvus, but I totally skipped Black Swan. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think we definitely. I think Black Swan's okay. Well, Black Swan with the power gem at 5 threat is very very good. We'll definitely get to Corvus. That's happening. We're not gonna skip over that. Yeah, and Black Swan kind of got lost in the mix. I think. Like, there was a lot of hype for this character when she was spoiled. I mean, she does a lot of stuff.
She does do a lot of stuff.
And kind of just. I don't want to say, like, fell off the map, but, like, we kind of. Like, I mean, I haven't heard, like, anything about her since she came out.
Yeah, it's.
And I wasn't very high on her. I didn't think she was as great as everybody else thought she was. So maybe
I've played against her a few times, but she's not. I don't know. She's good, but I don't know if she's game altering. Maybe if that makes sense. Like she's really really good, but she's not up there with Hulk to me.
Yeah, I don't think she's all that great. I've played against her a couple of times and never really felt it. So I don't think we consider her. I think if you like her and you want to consider her, you could also, if you want to build like a little bit of a Thanos Black Order backup, I think it fits in. So the next 4 I think I want to talk about before we get to the one that you mentioned, who I think is next after this, is Captain America Steve Rogers. Again, that bodyguard effect, that backside where he gets to count his blanks.
It's
Having,
super annoying to grind into.
yeah, having vibranium shield to add dice into. He does a lot of really good stuff. Uh, I'm not sure he makes it, but I think it's someone we probably want to consider just because he is really good and he kind of does some of the things we're looking for here, I think.
Alright, sure, yeah.
Yeah, the next one, we'll just go ahead and get this one out of the way. It's Corvus with the Reality Stone and then Proxima. We're going to consider these models. They're amazing. They do great things.
They're hands down until Red Skull 2 came around. Corvus and Malekith. Corvus was it for attrition, right?
Yeah, he's the bread and butter. I think the hardest thing about the combination that I've found personally is that it's the 8 total power. They're doing their own thing. You definitely lose your activation control if you have any of that. But I mean the things they do are just amazing. So we're gonna consider Corvus Glaive.
So now, do you buy into the whole Crimson Dynamo being critically underrated, or?
No, I just don't think it's that good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's for me. I don't see it. I think he's fine. The beam 4 is nice as a base attack. I don't like not having an actual builder. He can gain power. I don't. Nothing he's doing here's getting my
I'm not
gears
super
going.
sold on him.
I think the leadership's good, and I think you could play him decently well with Winter. Like I think Winter Guard's a really decent splashable affiliation. When I get into that, I think Winter Guard's going to end up being a splash affiliation a lot because I think he's fine, but I think when you want to splash, I think his leadership's good. I think there are some really good characters like the Immortal Hulk that are great with Winter Guard. Same with Hulk 1. I think they're both really, really good with Winter Guard. The problem is they have 4 members, 5 if you count, 6 if you count Bucky and Taskmaster.
Right.
And some of those aren't really all that good. So you really have like 3 decent models.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the next 4 to me is a slam dunk as a consideration.
Cyclops? No,
Yeah, it's Cyclops. Yeah, it's Cyclops. Actually, I think the next one to me, I think it's a slam dunk. You're gonna have to convince me drastically to keep this man out of the roster, and that's Doctor Voodoo.
He's good everywhere. He's good at everything.
Doctor Voodoo
has all the immunities.
Yeah, he's one of the best characters in the game. He's immune to Hex and Incinerate. He has Mystic Attack, so he brings some attack diversity. He's got a Builder with Sap Power, which is great. He has a Spender with Power Burn. He can take your opponent's characters from not counting in the game. He rolls really good defense when he has the Brother Daniel token. He rolls 4/4/6. He has a terrain and character throw, which people always forget about. I can't tell you how many times I've played Dr. Voodoo and been like, all right, I'm going to throw this character into that character. And they're like, what? I'm like, he has a throw. And it's a character or terrain throw. It's crazy.
He has a lot of long text that's really good.
Yeah, and I'm not a reader. So that's all you really need to know, guys, because I don't like to read. And I read that card, and I was pretty blown away. So the next character, I'm just going to kind of skip past him because I think it's pretty much he's already clicked in. We're moving on. The next character I think we can talk about briefly. I don't think they fit the type of list we're building, and that's Enchantress. Enchantress is great. I just don't know if we need that control aspect. I think we do consider her because she does bring a ton of control. Might be worth to have that in the list. What do you think about Enchantress?
She's always done well for me in Asgard, but I think she's not quite. If your opponent has a lot of power, because we're going to be damaging them a lot, right? And so they're going to have a lot of power. Once they pay that 2 so that she uses her physical or energy attack, she's like Play-Doh. You can just take her out real fast.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. I did play a game with her Wednesday. She was in my list, and she was the only character that didn't get killed, actually. She just
Okay.
stayed. She just stayed alive. Because she can stay out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
She stays out of the way. She's got a terrain throw. She can steal things and I mean, I probably didn't play her all that well. I mean, I just used her to move characters around with Siren's Call, and
Take stuff.
yeah, and then just threw some attacks into her of weaknesses. That was really all I did. I don't think she makes the list, but I think we consider her.
Okay.
Alphabetically, what's the next 4 that you have that you want to talk about?
Well, there is Gamora. That's a thought because I know she's not super popular, but she's got that 6 dice builder. She's got the stealth. She
Sure.
has when this character attacks, change 1 to hit for every wild in the attack roll, and then
That's
her main
really
thing is
awesome.
she's got the martial prowess, and if you get her on an objective and you proc the leadership, um, she's now rolling 5 dice from inside of 2, so it's a really awkward place for your opponent to come after her.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
it makes
think
the list,
I think
but
Gamora's good. Yeah, I think we can definitely consider her. I had skipped further down because I just get antsy.
okay,
So,
okay. Who
but
do you skip down
that's
to?
those are some of the things that I don't think about all that often because I don't Guardians are like the only affiliation I don't own in this game. So
Okay, that's fair.
that I like thinking outside the box because I don't. There's some. That's the whole point of this because I don't always, and that's why I always like to have somebody on here because it's nice
Bounce
to be
ideas.
able. Yeah, we gotta think it. We gotta think outside the box a little bit because I immediately jumped down to Logan.
Okay.
And I skipped past Killmonger
Killmonger, yeah.
and Green Goblin, who are both really good characters in their own right. Um,
Logan, James
yeah,
Hyde.
yeah, I think Logan's probably the next character that's going to get high consideration after. And I don't think Moore's bad. I honestly just didn't even. I always forget about her.
No, that's totally that. I mean, hey, I always forget about Logan, even though he's the new hotness.
Yeah, well, he's in that $100 box, which is so brutal.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my!
It's funny because if he were Malekith, I probably would have bought him, but you know,
Yeah,
probably
I
bought
definitely
stuff
didn't
like,
hesitate. I'm not a terrain guy, so
no.
that was really it for me. I didn't want to pay the extra for the terrain, which really stinks because I really like Sabretooth well, and we'll get to him when we get down to the S's. But both of the characters in the pack are really really good, and I really like playing Brotherhood, so that's I really want Sabretooth. And I should probably own Logan, but I'm not paying $100 for that box. I'm just not doing it.
Fair.
I
I'm
got
in that same boat.
for the same price, I bought Red Skull, Master of Hydra, Emma, and Psylocke. So I got 5 models for the same price as 2 and some terrain. Which again, it's a decent deal if you want the terrain. I'm just not a terrain guy. That's not my thing. I leave that up to my co-host on Crit Hit Wild, Brad. He has all the terrain. I buy toy cars and put them on my mats. It's not what I'm here for, guys.
That's the smart way to do it.
Yeah, that's just what I'm here for. However, Logan Wolverine's a really, really, really good character. I think we're going to consider, we're going to talk about, I've got him pulled up on the screen. Healing Factor 2, he's immune to stun. He gets to re-roll dice if he's away from characters, so he can kind of go do his own thing. He has a size bump because of his adamantium skeleton. He's got to get out of my head. So he can kind of do a little bit different. He can kind of get a little help from mystic attacks. He's got What I Do Isn't Very Nice, which we can help get online really fast. Both his attacks have Pierce. He has Places. He does a lot of good stuff.
He's a nice guy if he's on your team.
Only if he's on your team.
Only if he's on your team.
Yeah, only if he's on your team. So the next character I want to talk about is MODOK Scientist Supreme. He's not even out yet.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought him up. I was looking at him.
I'm pretty high on this guy. If you listen to our podcast, our MODOK Scientist Supreme review on our Crit Hit Wild page, go check it out. Big fan of MODOK. MODOK does a lot of good things. So, as a 4-threat character, he's rolling 3/3/5. He's got 12 total health. He's size 3. He's going to move small. He's on a large base, which is fine. Small movements don't affect large base at all. It's completely fine. He has a range 4
Large
attack.
base is what we want.
Yeah, he's got a range 4 attack. He's got a range 3 attack. He can attack physically, energy, or mystic. But a couple of the big reasons we want to take him is that he's got a size 4 terrain throw. He has a all in this world are beneath me, which he can modify his dice, his attack dice. Other characters can pay for him to reroll his attack dice, which is really nice. The best thing about this character is the genius requires sacrifice, your sacrifice to be precise. For 2 power on his healthy side, he can for 2 power he can use this ability. When he is targeted by his hack, he can defer that attack to another allied character within 2, and they become the target of the attack. So you can kind of pick and choose what attacks you want him to feed, or if you've got a big boy near him, now you can be like, oh, well, you attack him. Like, oh, well, you can go attack Hulk, because you haven't been attacking Hulk. Now you put him and MODOK near each other. Now, oh, you're going to attack Hulk. You're not. We're going to beef up our Hulk here. You're going to attack Hulk. And he doesn't roll bad defenses. The best thing, though, unlike the other MODOK, when he flips, he gets a lot worse. This MODOK gets that ability for free on his injured side, which is amazing.
It's so nice.
Yeah, and
it's so nice.
Yeah, and if you think you have a good chance with like mystic attacks, you don't, because I Am MODOK, Master of the Mental Arts, states that while this character is defending against a mystic attack, it adds blank in its roll to his total successes, and he cannot be pushed or advanced by enemy attacks or enemy superpowers. If you're not noticing a theme yet, we're not trying to move, and we're trying to make sure we have the best players in the game.
Yeah, this MODOK altogether is just... I like him.
Yeah, and they've hit 2 home runs with MODOK. For those of you that are not new to the game, remember when MODOK was the best character in the game, and you could not play this game without playing against MODOK. It felt like, at least from my remembering, it felt like I was either playing against MODOK, or when Brotherhood came out, I was playing against Magneto. So it was like MODOK, Magneto, MODOK, Magneto. Man, it was rough. It was a rough time.
Gotta get those reps in.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was just losses on losses, just getting pounded because I didn't have a podcast to listen to that told me how I should be playing these rosters or what models to take. Until I was bringing a lot of bad models, and that's just the way it worked out.
I just always hated MODOK as a character, but I think I'm gonna end up getting this MODOK Scientist Supreme. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, he's great. We have not, up to the date of recording, we have not seen MODOK's tactics cards. He does have a couple in his box. I'm really excited because his other tactics cards are decent. I'm hoping at least one of these is really good. I'm also very hopeful that we get another criminal. I hope one's a criminal syndicate card because of my personal biases, and then I hope one's just a MODOK specific card. But this leadership's also good. We don't need to talk about MODOK anymore, I don't think. Do you have anything else you want to add about MODOK?
No, I think he's good. He does things.
Yeah, we'll consider him.
Yeah.
We'll just consider him. The next alphabetically is another character I think we want to talk about real quick. Is Medusa. Medusa's good.
He's good. He's kind of been looked over a lot lately.
Yeah, the nerf really hurt, I think, her. This will come out before our Inhumans episode, but we do have an Inhumans episode coming soon, where we will definitely be taking massive advantage of Medusa. So if you are a big Medusa fan, we're going to talk about her a lot coming soon. I'm not sure she makes the cut here.
I agree.
All right, so I think I know the next character you want to talk about, but go ahead and tell me who you want to talk about next.
I'm jumping down considerably here. So
considerably? I jumped down one person. Oh.
You jumped down to Mr. Sinister?
No, I've skipped him. I went to
okay.
Yeah, I went to Nick Fury. I thought for sure you would bring up Nick Fury.
I don't know. I have a love-hate with him right now.
Okay. I'm not big on Nick Fury. I am not big on Nick Fury. I think he only plays with shield.
I think the main reason you would be bringing him is for the grunt, and I
Yeah.
think Red Skull 2 is a better grunt choice
There are
if you're gonna have.
two drastically better grunt choices.
So we got Red Skull 2, and then Daredevil,
Yeah,
Shadowlands
Shadowlander.
Daredevil. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think Shield's really good. They have a lot of really good tactics cards, which really help them be good. I think the hierarchy of characters with grunts is very very clear. It is Red Skull, Master of Hydra, and that like S tier, that A tier, Shadowland Daredevil. I think Nick Fury's in that B tier, and then we don't even talk about Elektra.
I think Nick Fury is a little higher that if he's in Shield, but
Yeah, this shit. I'm talking about like if we're taking these characters elsewhere. If
for
you're if
Hellfire
you
Club, for instance.
Yeah, if you're looking to consider them, specifically for this roster, I think Nick Fury's the third option for grunts. I do think this list wants options for grunts. Um,
I agree.
yeah, I think we're gonna. Because I'll be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and click Shadowland Daredevil because I think we consider him. Not just because of the grunts, he's also a really really good character. He has stealth and radar sense, so he adds.
So bad it's good.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But Demon's Devastation is such a great attack for like
Oh, yeah.
very rarely it's less than 9 dice for 3 power, and he can kind of vanish his way out of range or onto a point. He's really really good. We did skip around. I think they're considerably skipping down considerably. How considerably did you skip down?
Well, I didn't. I'm so high on Psylocke, I gave her away. So
Yeah.
I didn't consider her. Rhino, I didn't really take into account.
Okay.
Rhino's somebody who we maybe should take into account.
Yeah, I think we
Uh,
consider Rhino, and I think it's specifically for his tactics card. I think it's the combination of his like terrain throw, his movement shenanigans, and his tactics card. I
well, and
don't.
he's got ornery.
Yeah, I don't know if he makes it. I do think I like everything else. Kind of. He's doing things. You have a love hate relationship with Nick Fury. I got a love hate relationship with Rhino, and I play Rhino all the time. But me and this guy, I never feel like he's doing anything, and he just dies. It really, really bothers me that his defenses are so bad. Like the fact that he's rolling 3-3-2 is disrespectful. Like he should be rolling 4 physical defense.
Yeah.
Like 4-3-2 is fine, but rolling like 3 versus 5 against like everyone's builder is so disrespectful.
It's not good for him,
Yeah.
and he's a big target.
Especially with characters like so many other characters. At like 3 threat, rolling 4 physical dice, like it's really disheartening that he rolls 3 defense dice. Like
Yeah.
when they target Rhino, and I'm just being real, like in all the games I've played Rhino, which I'm probably close to like 15 to 20 games with Rhino now. If they target Rhino, Rhino dies. And when
Well,
Rhino has 10 power, he doesn't do anything with it.
and he's a big bowling ball, right? Like he's a size 4 character, and
Yeah.
unless you got Brace or Indomitable, he can be tossed around pretty good.
Yeah, I play Indomitable specifically because of that. Like, I don't want him thrown into my characters, which that's becoming more and more common, guys. Like, you got to be ready for it. But yeah, like sometimes it's just like, oh, he has 10 power, and it's like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, he doesn't have a spender, which is hurtful. Like the most power he can use a turn is 6, and like this, if you can get a size 4 piece of terrain, that's cool. But most of the time, by the time you have that power, you're probably not getting a size 4 piece of terrain. And Stampede's fine. You paid 3 power to have a 7 dice builder, which is good.
Yeah.
And you got to move. Like it's fine. I think he's good. I think we consider him. Rogue's also really good. I don't think she makes it, but I do think she is really good.
I think if we were trying to build a list where we could take a lot of damage, she'd be in there. But we're trying to attrition our way to like having a little more offense in her.
Yeah.
And so I think the next character that I would consider is probably your favorite one in this little grouping, And I think he's in a very expensive pack, as you alluded to earlier.
Yeah, I think we talked about Sabretooth Apex Predator as well.
Yeah, he does all the things.
He's really good, guys. I'm a big fan of Sabretooth Apex Predator. He on the other hand rolls great defenses. 4-3-4, has 13 health. Big fan. Um,
Healing factor.
Healing factor 1, right? Yeah, he's got healing factor
Yeah.
1, which gives us access to exceptional healing. Stop squealing and die is a really good. Like he wants power, we can give him power. He's got pierce and bleed on both his attacks. Um, he's got a place. He's got a builder. He's got a throw. He can
Gotta
throw
sell that $100
himself.
pack.
He's $100 pack. Listen, I got a line right now on a Sabretooth Apex Predator that's just by himself, and yeah, I think we definitely consider him.
Yeah.
Um, I am a big fan of him. So
Okay.
he's
Cool.
not the fourth threat. There are two fourth threats that I think are borderline slam dunks. We've only talked about one of them, so there's still one left here. There are still some really good fours left here. Spider Man is not one of them.
No.
Spider
No.
Woman is one of them. I
Ooh.
don't think she fits what we want to do, but she is very, very good.
He has a lot of things going on.
I actually think she might consider. I think she's a good fit for what we might want to do too. You know what? I want to consider her. I changed my
Okay.
mind really fast there.
I
I think
have
she's really, really good.
I have one fourth threat left that I see on this list that I would consider.
There's one that's a slam dunk. I'm going to briefly talk about another one, and that's Ultron, because
Okay.
Ultron got buffed, and he's very good now. He's in a lot better spot than he was originally. He might not make a lot of lists, but he is in a lot better spot than he was originally. And if you're a big Ultron fan, that model's beautiful. It's a pain to put together, but it's a really
Oh
beautiful
yeah.
model.
It does look good.
Yeah, he does a lot of good things and has a really good tactics card. The next one is probably the closest to a slam dunk we're gonna have, and that's Venom.
Yep, that's the only one left that I thought was worthy.
Yeah, I think Venom is. Yeah, we don't. I brought it up on the screen. He's medium base. He's got a small move. He rolls 4-2-3. Obviously, you don't want to take him in a lot of energy base. However, we got some bodyguards we're considering, so we might be able to kind of take him away from all his energy attacks. He has a terrain or enemy character throw. He can displace characters. He has a attack back. When he's attacking, you can't modify defense dice. He's got Walt Kryler. He has 13 health. Venom's arguably the best 4-pointer in the game. I'm going to briefly mention Vision real quick because he
Okay.
also doesn't get a lot of love. Vision's really good. He's got 12 health. He does a lot of really good things. He's got the phasing for enhanced density and phase. He's immune to bleed and poison. He can gain additional power. He also has a size 3 terrain throw. And he's got 2 good attacks. So he's got a beam 4 for his base attack. So he's
I
he's
just
pretty
don't
solid.
think I don't think with Emma being a fourth threat, Doctor Voodoo and Venom, I don't think Vision makes it, but we can consider it.
Yeah, I didn't click him. I moved on.
Oh, okay.
I just think the world should consider him because I like to give some honorary mentions every now and again, and he's one of
Okay,
them.
all right, give him his props.
Yeah, we got to give him some props here when we can. So now we are up to 27 characters. We're gonna go to
Okay.
3 threats.
Okay.
So
I have one that I really think's really great for this list.
who's the first 3
I don't-
threat you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Baron Mordo.
Mordo. There was a Baron I wanted to talk about, but it wasn't Mordo. I do like Baron
Well,
Mordo though.
the reason I like Baron Mordo for this list specifically, I guess it depends how attrition heavy we're going with the big guys. Is if you're alpha striking somebody, Mordo can basically use the action for Master of the Occult, gain the 2 energy. Then he can go forward with a walk, either secure something or grab an extract, and then he can use that Furiosity of Sidorak and add 2 dice to an attack for an alpha strike.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
he's got a lot of mystic.
I played a lot of Baron Mordo with the Dark Dimension, and I literally just sat on points and just gave extra attack dice. That's literally all I did the entire time I played him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I
I
think
was
he does a good
thinking
job.
it's
But he
more like
also, a big thing too, he offers a lot of mystic attacks, um,
does.
which is something I like. The main thing I really like about this list is having for the attrition style list is I really like having a diversity in the attack range. The problem is physical defense is still physical attacks are still the most common thing in the game, and
True.
with all the winter soldiers and stuff running around, oh man, does he die fast? Um,
True, and then you already got Emma with the 2 physical defense on
yeah,
her regular side, so you don't want two defense characters running around. So
yeah. So that's one I do like Baron Mordo, and I'm going to put him on here because I do think he's really really good. I like a lot of the things he can do. Give away, he gives out Incinerate, Poison, Hex. And he has displacement on his range 3 builder. He does a lot of really good things. You do run into some of those negatives. He also he can advance if he gets pushed. He can advance back. He's on a medium base. He does a lot of good things. It's just again with Emma, you now are putting 7 threat of characters that you're trying to kind of keep away from the action, um, which kind of hurts. Which brings me to the next character, which is Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo's not going to be on a back point hiding out by himself. He
Baron
is.
Zemo does not disappoint.
Yeah, Baron Zemo's great. Baron Zemo's he's one of the S tier characters in this game. He is very very good, and we can keep everything he does online as soon as turn 1, having access or after turn 1 obviously, but he's gonna have. We can keep it to where he can steel rush, charge, counter strike. He's gonna be able to do 2 of those things without taking any damage. Which is really really nice. He rolls good defenses at 3/3/4. He has strategic genius, which
Comes from the
allows.
starter set.
He is in the starter set. Yeah, that's a huge bonus. Being able to get extra rerolls is really really good. Baron Zemo is so that's why I didn't want to bring up my list. I didn't want people to yell at me because when I built that list, I kind of like forgot about Baron Zemo's existence, and he wasn't in my list. And I'll be real, that's just wrong. Like I'm not. I think I even went back and like added him because I was like, I messed up somewhere. I just kind of forgot about him. I mean, I really did. I just kind of forgot about him, but he's gonna be considered, guys. The next character I'm gonna bring up real quick is another S tier, character. It's not the one I clicked on for those watching on YouTube. My bad. It's Black Cat. Black Cat's great. We're gonna consider her.
Okay. Yeah, she does the auto stagger, and that's always good.
2 power to stagger someone and then move away.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And you can't modify attack dice when targeting her. She's got stealth. She can just steal your objective token. This character is dumb.
He's the reason you bring March for Death.
Yeah, like there's a tactics card people put on a list because of her. Like that's insane. Like it's the character I accidentally clicked on was Black Widow, Agent of Shield.
Oh.
It was an accident, guys. We're not considering Black Widow, Agent of Shield.
Who's the next slot you have, or desired slot for 3 threat?
Ooh, the next 3 I have is Groot.
Root. Oh wow, skip Domino.
Yeah, I did. I skipped right over Domino. I kicked Crossbones in the dangly bones and moved right on. I think Domino's good. I don't really have an objective reason why I skipped over. Besides that, I don't know if she does enough. I guess is really the issue.
For the attrition style, right? She's
Yeah.
more of a dink dunk.
Yeah, I think she's more of like you play Domino in her affiliated factions because she's kind of good enough. Like she's good enough for X Force, Weapon X, Uncanny X-Men. I don't know if she's good enough for A Force though.
Okay.
Like I think A Force has too big of a pool. But yeah, she brings variety to some of those other factions. I don't think we need her variety of attacks.
Okay.
And I don't think she does anything for us, like for the rest of our team.
Yeah. Okay, so Groot, obviously to go with Rocket.
Yeah, the Groot Rocket combo. We'll figure out if we want to take that. Um, Groot being able to give out Groot or Root. Groot being able to give out Groot.
Groot.
Groot being able to give out Root. He also can heal himself. He comes with 2 good tactics cards. He's got a good. His builder's fine. His spender's good. His spender also gives stagger. Um,
He can heal himself.
yeah, I feel like this is like the second time I just think Groot and Rocket are really good. I think I want to consider them all the time because they're a good combination.
They're lovely. They're so happy together.
They are happy together. The next one's just right underneath them. I think it's Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, really?
Yeah, I think we just could talk about him briefly. I don't think he makes it,
Okay.
but he rolls. I mean, especially in this physical heavy. If you play in a meta that you know that everyone's playing like Criminal Syndicate and like Brotherhood, where they're only having physical attacks, like Hawkeye's great. He gets 4 defense dice. He's got a hook arrow, trick shot. He's got a 5 dice builder that's range 5 that can give out a lot of conditions.
Yeah.
So he's doing some really solid things. I don't think he ends up making our list, but I think he was worth
Honorable
talking about.
mention.
Yeah, worth talking about him. Worth talking about him.
Okay.
Who do you got next?
Well, the one there's one that sticks out to me. I'm probably skipping somebody, but Iron Man.
You skipped Iron Fist, I think.
I skipped Iron Fist. I did skip Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I got all excited. I couldn't keep my pants on, and I went
okay.
straight to Iron Man.
Yeah, I think Iron Man's one of the best. I don't know if you build an Emma list without Iron Man. I just
That's
don't.
fair.
I think he's probably in every Emma list that you build.
So let's go back to Iron Fist first, because I know I got a little excited.
No, yeah, I think both irons are considerable. Iron Fist, having the Iron Fist, being able to activate a character is something.
That's good.
No offense, it's probably something that shouldn't exist in this game.
For a 3-threat.
Period. I don't think it should exist. Period. Yeah, I don't think you should be able to activate another character. And then it's one of those where if you do activate it, you give them stagger and throw them. There is no size restriction on this throw, guys. Like, it is so dumb. And that's before damage is dealt. So before, you can roll 9 dice into, like, I'm going to use the Sentinel because it's the size 5 character in the game. But it's like, you can throw 9 dice, kill the Sentinel. But before that, you're going to throw it into something else.
Yeah, that's good.
And he's got Master Martial Artist within range 3, physical and energy attacks. He counts all his blanks. He gains an additional power a turn. So, he's good.
Both irons, yeah.
Yeah, I think we keep both the irons. And I don't think we go too far down for the next character we want to talk about, and that's Lizard.
Lizard's good. He's tough.
Lizard's tough. He's got healing factor. He's got thick hide. He's got an enemy terrain throw. He's got a displacement on his builder, and then he's got a 3 power attack. He also has a good tactics card, or a decent tactics card. Monkey Brain is Lizard Home's pretty good tactics card.
Give you a little control if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's area and it pushes everybody. It's an area attack that pushes people. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can push so you can push people and then throw people. It's fun. So the next character is a character that has absolutely skyrocketed in popularity lately, and that's Lockjaw.
Lockjaw's resurging.
Yeah, absolutely. He's such a good boy, and he has absolutely skyrocketed as far as popularity has been concerned recently, which is really cool because he's just a big puppy, and he's got a cool thing, and the worst thing about him is you got to buy Crystal too if you want to buy the pack.
Lets you buy him from somebody secondhand.
Yeah, or you just find a cool guy who's just trying to not own his.
Right.
Yeah, just find. You know what's funny? I think I've bought the Inhumans like twice over now. I think I've bought and sold them each like twice.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like I know I bought them when they came out because I liked them and wanted to play them, and then I sold a couple of them to a friend who really wanted to play Inhumans, and then I think I got them back, and I have since sold Crystal and Lockjaw. I think I still have Medusa and Black Bolt, though. I don't think Medusa's built. I think she's on a sprue somewhere. I'm not even sure where
Well,
she's at, to be honest. I don't know why. I'm looking around my room like she's going to be sitting somewhere. But yeah, I
you'll
think...
be like you'll be like 85, and you'll be buying your like 100th pack of like Lockjaw and Crystal.
Yeah, I hope not. Which is really funny because I did. We were talking about a list and it was really funny because Brad was like, "I bet you wish you didn't sell Lockjaw now." It's like, this is why I don't sell things. But I mainly like to sell things because it helps people play other things where I just basically play the same thing over and over again for the most part. I've actually played a lot of different stuff recently, but I think Lockjaw's good in the list. Kebble highlights here. He has a terrain throw. Fun fact, we keep talking about that. Because throws are good. The main thing is the teleport for 2 power. He can move an allied character within range 3 and place it 3 of its current position, which is really good. He gets an inhuman reroll, and he gains 3 power if he starts within an allied character within 2 of them. He's also immune to poison. He has 11 health. Yeah, he's 6'5", and then rolls 3/3/3 defense. He's good. Right?
Not bad.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. I think he's pretty good.
Throw that attack die into,
Oh, something I didn't mention on Iron Fist because I'm going to go ahead and mention it now that I'm going to talk about Luke Cage real quick because Luke Cage also has a throw and stagger, slow and stun. He gives out a lot of conditions, and he has bodyguard and another throw, and he has the main reason you consider Luke Cage and Iron Fist. You don't need both of them. You're probably only taking one. But it's for Heroes for Hire. Heroes for Hire is great. Like, there's some of the characters we've talked about that come with a very, very good tactics card that kind of we haven't talked about a whole lot. We will sooner rather than later. Probably in the process of elimination. But Luke Cage is really good, and Heroes for Hire is a great card. So, what is the next model you have?
Well, I'm probably skipping somebody again, but if we're going attrition, I'm going Mystique.
I didn't skip anyone. I skipped down to there. I had Mystique pulled up for everybody watching at home. It's the fun game I play. Is that I try to guess the character that you're gonna like. Mystique is this close. I think you're gonna be really hard pressed not to build an Emma list without Mystique. Mainly because of the same ability that they both have. There's 2 characters in the game that have this ability, and it's during this character's activation, enemy characters cannot use reactive superpowers or reactive team tactics cards.
Having 2 of that is just so awesome.
Also, Mystique comes with a really good tactics card. So
Deception, right?
Yeah, Deception's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark Proxima Midnight. We already talked about her. Another one is a fun little tech that's been going around is the Got Your Back combination between Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos and Winter Soldier, both having that ability that when an allied character is dazed or KO'd by an enemy effect, they can make their base attack for 2 power.
Yeah,
that's going around a lot. I think it's something we consider. I mean, it's kind of what attrition wants to do, right?
Yeah, you want to get more shots off at your guys, or their guys, I should say.
Yeah, and this is the time in the podcast that I quickly go over my pet card, and that's Punisher. Punisher's good. All right, he's good. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to talk about it. He's good. His spender is so good, and no one ever wants to talk about it. For 3 power, you get a range 5, 7 dice attack that has pierce and gives the character slow and stun. It's so good. And then he has punishment tokens. And he can advance himself. Size small for 2 power. And then he has Warzone, which, just like Mystique, he can blow up a piece of terrain. That's range 4. And then all enemy characters, specified enemy characters, suffer 2 damage. It's so fun. It's so good. I don't know why people don't talk about it more. It's because it's not that great. He's not affiliated anywhere.
He's affiliated in Hellfire Club.
He does get to be affiliated in Hellfire Club. He has 11 health. Listen, I'm going to consider him, but we can eliminate him pretty quick.
Okay.
He's just my. I said in the last one, I'm considering him because I think he does, and he has a rapid fire, range 3 rapid fire. He does things. He does stuff and things, guys. Get Frank Castle some time to play. The next one's right under him. I think Pyro is also someone that's just pretty easily to include as a top.
Good.
Yeah, top consideration. He has a really good card. He has a lot of energy attacks. He gives out incinerates like crazy. He can pump his attacks. He can give out root and slow, which is probably one of the main reasons we probably end up taking him. He can other characters. When this character targets an enemy character with an attack, if the target character has incinerate, especially when the choice to choose, he can incinerate another character, which is pretty good. So
Yeah, that's good. I would skip Quicksilver. He's not really going to do the job.
I don't have anybody. I only have one person left that two people left that I'd realistically consider.
Okay, so is one the original Human Torch?
No.
No. Okay. Who would you consider?
Winter Soldier in X-23.
Okay. All right. X-23. I got that. That makes sense. And Winter Soldier for sure for the got your back.
Yeah, he's got the range 5 attack and then the got your back. I think are two things we consider.
Okay.
Valkyrie's also really good. I don't think we're skipping over Valkyrie. Miles Morales is doing things we're not really looking at doing. Kind of Red Guardian also does good things, but not exactly what we're looking to do.
Valkyrie's just a glass cannon, though.
Yeah, I also feel that way with Valkyrie. I rely on dice. If you're a good dice roller, Valkyrie's great. She's
Practice
fantastic.
rolling those dice.
Yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. So that's where we're at. I mean, is there anybody else that we may have missed or you want to talk about real quick?
No, I can't think of anybody who's I think we covered everybody. We got how many? 30 characters or 29?
I have 43 characters.
We have 43 characters.
We do have 43 characters.
Oh my gosh.
I mentioned before that I think this would be the list with the most characters. The attrition base of this list. I was not incorrect. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to eliminate some really quick just to get the list down into a reasonable range. The first thing is, I think we can only bring one of Hulk, Immortal Hulk, and Malekith.
I agree with that.
All right.
And
who do you think it should be?
So, I've always liked Malekith, and I like the original Hulk, but I'm partial to the Immortal Hulk. And the only reason I like the Immortal Hulk is he can do a lot of things on his first turn. You might bring like an extra tactic, but with the extra power we're juicing into him, he can Gamma Leap, he can place within 2, and then he can double attack, and he can throw if you get 2 energy with him. So, or 1 energy off if you bring advanced R&D, but I don't think it's worth the tactics card. So, I think if you're going attrition, you can get Hulk to the midline, and start doing damage.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Malekith because I think big
threat Hulk.
I want to keep both. I'm going to keep both the 6 and the 7 because I think the big thing we need to look at is where we end up with the rest of the list. Because that 7 and 6 can be very detrimental, and I think we just pick one of the ones, whichever one fits the point value better. If you know what I mean.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, there's also the worldwide scenario that if they do rotate like Hulk, I know it's a rumor, and I feel like I mention it all the time. Like I'm not trying to speak it in existence. I promise, guys. I'm not trying to do that. But like if they do only make Hulk 1 legal in like the extended format, then we would play the Immortal Hulk. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep both in there. I think we only get 1 5.
Only 1 5. That's
tough. It is, and I mean we can start with 2.
I think there's only 2 that we can really consider in this slot then.
Yeah, the problem is there's so many good 4s You kind of have to make
Yeah.
room. So I have 4 5s on the list right now. I have Red Skull, Master of Hydra, Ghost Rider, Juggernaut, and Ulick. You said 2, so what 2 are you thinking?
I'm thinking either Ghost Rider or Red Skull Master of Hydra.
All right, we're on the same page.
Okay.
Um,
So Red Skull has the ability to just keep going,
yeah,
and he
Red
brings a
Skull
lot of
Master of Hydra is
attrition.
absolutely great.
But the thing I like about Ghost Rider is he's got the Hell on Wheels for 3, and he's got Spirit of Vengeance. After an attack targeting another character is resolved, if it's dealt damage, this character gains 1 energy. So,
Absolutely chef's kiss.
and the big base, yeah, and so part of me's thinking like, hey, if we throw Immortal Hulk or regular Hulk up the board, right, and we get him an extra power from the leadership, right? Um, or even if we advance R&D him something, or Wong gives him an extra power, we potentially have 2 models up the middle for an attrition game. But that's just fanciful thinking. So
No, yeah, I think you're in a good spot there. I don't think it's wrong. I think those are the 2 best 5 threats in the game. I think they're both S tier characters, and I think yeah, I think we can leave both of them. We got 4 2s here, and Rocket, Okoye, Bullseye, and Wong. I'm gonna eliminate Okoye.
yeah, Koye, when you got the big boys and she gets thrown into, they throw somebody into her, it's not a good feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to the 2s though. I think we need to see where we're at because of the Rocket and Groot thing.
Right.
How many? I think we only have room for 1 2.
All right. So 1, 2, we got room for 1, 2, we got room for 1, 5, and 1, 6 or 7. So we've got 7
Possibly.
slots.
Yeah, possibly.
And then Emma is a guarantee.
Yeah, so we're really building a roster of 9 characters. You're looking at like the to me that's what I'm thinking. We might be able to have a little bit more wiggle room. If we fall in love with some 3s, that means we can have some. The problem is the 4s.
Okay.
Just
All right.
even looking at the 4s right now, like I don't want to eliminate Beta Ray Bill or Agent Venom. I'm okay with eliminating Black Dwarf and Steve. Corvus is also kind of a 5 threat character. And this is kind of what happened to me. I think Corvus Approximate ended up not making it because of it's just
Red
hard.
Skull.
It's hard to have both of them.
Right.
Like it feels like you're like at that point it feels like you've really hampered your list and you don't want to play them every game.
Right.
And
There's
having
that thing for Rocket and Groot though.
yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at. The difference is it's 8 points versus 5.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to play the 3 and the 2 versus the 5 and the 3, but you can take. So the big thing is you can take. It's kind of the same little world as you take Rocket without Groot, and you can take Groot without Rocket and not feel terrible. Taking Proxima without Corvus feels bad.
It feels real bad.
Yeah, like it feels bad. I ran into that is because I kind of the first list I did had a lot of like fun stuff. It was real like, oh, I'm playing the best models, and it was just like, oh, well, Corvus really doesn't play in every game. And then like I wanted to do something fancy where I played like Corvus, Proxima, Malekith, and Emma. I was like, that's cool and all, but like it doesn't really do all that well if you don't roll really well.
Right.
So,
I gotcha. So I've got 4 threats that I want to kind of just get to cut to the chase and keep 2 of those or 3 of those.
all right, so we're gonna eliminate Enchantress, Gamora.
Yep. Gamora gone.
Okay. Oh God. What 4? I guess tell me your 4,
Well,
and then because
I think we have to keep in at least consideration.
Mhm.
You mentioned Doctor Voodoo's a slam dunk.
It's hard not to play Doctor Voodoo.
Venom's a slam dunk.
Yeah, Venom's
The
hard
the
not to
2
play.
outsiders, dark horses, I would say, are Beta Ray Bill
Mm-hmm.
and MODOK Scientist Supreme.
4. I want to take out Spider Woman. I want to take out Logan, Apex Predator, Rhino. I don't really have an argument for Rhino. I don't think 3, 4, 5, 6.
The only thing I might see is if we don't include Red Skull 2, we might want Shadowland Daredevil.
Yeah, I think I want to leave Shadowland just because of the grunts. We don't have to end up with them, but I like having that option at 4 or 5 threat, having
Yeah.
grunts, just to kind of help with some list building shenanigans. The problem is, again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 6 4 threat characters. This is also why I don't think we have room for like 2 5s or another 6, because
Yeah.
the 4s are the best part of our list, I think.
Bread and butter.
That bread and butter, that's the meat and potatoes, as the kids say, or did say in like 1965. Um, so I think the 3s are. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Proxima Midnight.
Okay.
I'm going to eliminate X-23.
Okay.
How do you feel about the Got Your Back? Do you think that's something you want to keep in, or
If we were playing Shield, I would definitely say it.
yeah?
But I don't. I don't feel like that's. It's
It's
good,
really
but
hard for the list, I think, to have them both in there.
yeah, and I think they both kind of want to hang back,
Yeah,
which is something Emma does really well.
yeah.
So we want the threes to either, if they do hang back, to be very tough, or we want them to be a little more in your face threes, I would think, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think you're wrong. I think I'm gonna leave Winter Soldier just because I think he's really good.
He
Um,
is really good.
so I'm gonna look at some of the other threes. I'll come back and eliminate him later, but
We gotta keep Iron Man.
yeah, I think Iron Man's a slam dunk.
We gotta keep, in my opinion, Zemo.
Yeah, I think we can only really keep Zemo. I think Mordo ends up getting cut out, man. Uh,
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those. I think he's really good, and if you really want to play him, he's definitely a consideration. I think Zemo's really hard to cut. I have a hard time cutting Black Cat too, but
Yeah, I
that
agree
might.
because she's not per se attrition friendly, but that stagger, that auto stagger, if you run into another attrition list, you want
Yeah,
a way to kind of take that thunder out from underneath of them.
yeah, and Stagger and Hulk for 2 power is really really good, guys. Fun
Yeah.
fact, it's real good. I think Lizard doesn't make the cut.
No, I don't think Lockjaw makes the cut, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think Lockjaw does either. Um,
Zeke's pretty good.
Mystique is really good. I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate Punisher, even though I don't want to. Um,
Okay.
I was really gonna just try to force him into the list and just pretend like nobody told me otherwise.
I think we eliminate Luke Cage over Iron Fist, right? I think we keep Iron Fist over Luke Cage.
Yeah, he is the last character with a bodyguard. I don't know if we
Ooh.
need it
I
per
don't think,
se.
I would probably go with Iron Fist over Luke Cage, but
We
that's
still, I'm with you on that because I think if we have him and Venom, we get 2 bodyguard effects on tactics cards.
right.
Which again, when we get to tactics cards, I don't know if you've ever really. It's really hard to build a 10 with characters that don't have tactics cards because there's so many bad cards that are just not good.
There's a lot of good cards, in my opinion, but
There's some decent ones. It's hard when you have to pick 9 of them.
yeah, I got
Like,
you.
you know what I mean? It's really hard when you get to that point where you're like, oh, I have one character that has a tactics card. I've got to pick 8 of these cards that have nothing to do with any character or any affiliation. It becomes really, really tough. Thankfully, we have some characters that do have really good tactics cards.
Yeah. How many are we
Um,
down to?
you don't want to know. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Pyro, which
Yep.
leaves the 3s at Zemo, Black Cat, Groot, Iron Fist, Iron Man, and Mystique, which
I think
takes
we're
us.
getting ready to Groot.
See, you feel like we're in a really good spot here, but we're at 19.
Ooh, dating so.
Yeah, it gets a little tough here. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think Groot. I think Groot can go.
I
Um,
think I think the problem is Deadly Duo. Um, if you bring We Are Groot and Deadly Duo, that already takes up 2 tactic card slots, and
which
then
isn't terrible. Isn't terrible.
I don't know. I
It's
think
not great, but it's one of those. But it gives us variety. The hard part again is having 2 models that you're not going to play in every game.
that's true. That's true.
That's really what every time I break it down, I really want them to fit, but it's really one of those where it's just like It's
Yeah.
hard because you have 2 slots, so I'm good with taking them both out.
Okay. All right.
Even
That was
though
a tough choice.
I think
I
I'd
Deadly
actually,
Duo's so good.
yeah, I think. Oh
Maybe we
no,
leave them in there for now.
yeah, I just lost my list. Hold on.
Okay.
So I mean, you're good. We can keep talking.
All right.
I think
So
we
let's
really
see.
need to figure out what 2 we want. I think.
Okay. So if I look at twos, the ones I think I want the most, I really like Wong, and that
Mm-hmm.
pains me to say it because I gave away the Wong I had, and
Yeah,
it's
that definitely makes for an uncomfortable or an awkward situation.
right.
I have a
So
hard time not playing Bullseye. Uh,
Bullseye's so good.
the auto damage is so good.
I never
It's
miss.
Yeah, never missing is so incredibly good that it's really hard not to. I don't know why I didn't save. I don't know why sometimes I feel like I just mess something up and I click wrong and it doesn't save my list and I feel so dumb about it and I refuse to like tell Brad because I don't want him to judge me because I know I'm doing it and I know it's not like his app, like it's something that I am messing up
Uh,
completely. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just not gonna let him know that I keep doing this. Like he doesn't need to know that I'm just a little special sometimes. I
no
also,
basis.
yeah, I've got a decent memory, so I'm pretty sure I can figure out what characters we had left rather
So,
quickly.
does this seem weird? The first definite choice we're making is our twos. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
I think that's really gonna help kind of make some other
I don't know.
decisions if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got three twos left that we're considering, right? You got
Uh,
Bullseye, Rocket, and Wong, right?
yeah, Bullseye, Rocket, Wong are the 3 that we're at.
So Bullseye never misses, which is great. It can help like finish off a character.
Very, very
Rocket
good.
and Groot, Deadly Duo on turn one. Shooting 3 shots. That's like a lot of attacks. Now the Deadly Duo, can that be played? Does it have to be during Rocket's activation?
Let me look real quick.
'Cause I think that might be our answer right there, is if we can play it out of activation.
Deadly
During
Duo
Rocket's
says unaffiliated. Yeah, during Rocket Raccoon's activation, if he's within 2 of group, both characters may spend 2 power to play this card.
the only way we can get that online turn one, we can't really get that online turn one
Yeah.
unless we advance AR&D.
Yeah, I mean we'll have it online on turn 2, which is really where we're gonna start doing most of our work
Yeah.
anyway.
That's true. I mean, it may be better to do the turn two deal than Alpha Strike, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we
Okay.
want to. I think for the attrition, we definitely want to get on. Make sure we're on the points on turn 1, to where we're not in a deficit, and then that way we can really hit hard on 2.
Well, then I think if we're gonna hit hard on two, then Rocket and Groot are our guys.
They're good. Man, it's such a hard thing. You know what I
Um,
mean? I
well,
mean, there's also I don't know, and that's what I've been thinking about a lot. I don't know if we have to consider. I don't know if it has to be Rocket and Groot. I'm not sure
that's
Rocket's not too bad by himself.
could just be Rocket. That's
Yeah,
true.
like
He doesn't suffer collisions.
he always
He
has
always has
cover.
cover. Yeah.
He's got booby traps, and he's
But
got
then,
2 range 5 attacks.
but don't you want that deadly duo though? Isn't that
Yeah,
worth the? I
it's just
think.
so. This is the thing. Taking Groot means we cannot take like
Black Cat.
one of the other
Cat.
3s, which is really
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Iron Man, Iron Fist, like Iron Fist and
Taking Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Fist and like Heroes for Hire is
Yeah.
probably just as good as Deadly Duos, and you save a character. The hardest part is the fact that it takes up 2 characters.
Right. Right.
That's where
If
I'm stuck at, is the fact that it's 2 characters. We're gonna have to eliminate like an S tier 3. And I'm not sure we play Rocket and Groot. I mean, if we do that, we're playing Rocket and Groot every game. I think.
Yeah, I don't know if that kind of puts us backed into a corner.
Yeah, I think we're setting ourselves up for an interesting situation because I
So,
don't like the idea of having to play models in every game.
So I actually like Wong over Bullseye though.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Uh,
ahead and eliminate Groot and
Rocket.
yeah. I think
Okay.
we're gonna get a Wong or Bullseye here. Um, yeah, I mean, so Wong is gonna be I mean, it really is coming down to Wong is going to help us out more, and Bullseye. So Wong helps our characters more. Bullseye helps our game plan more. Right? He sits
Right.
on a point. He deals the
Doesn't.
damage. Wong is
Yeah.
more helping the other characters.
He's like an
Um,
advanced R&D on a stick.
yeah. So I think I think we can. I think we can kind of pause on those two. I think we need to see what the rest of the list really comes down to,
Okay.
because we might not need the extra power
Wong.
per se. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of where Bullseye would come in. But we might need the extra power, and that's where we would need Wong. In the
Okay.
healing too, we need to look at healing. I think we've eliminated all of our healing factor.
Characters. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're at 17 now. We got to get
Okay.
down to 10. So we got 7 more eliminations. One of them's going to be one of the Hulks. One of them's going to be one of the Fives.
Okay.
So that means we have to eliminate, and then one of them's one of the twos. So we have to eliminate
Four more.
4 of the 4s and 3s, which is
Okay.
kind of tough.
Okay.
So I think because that'll leave us with 1 6 plus, 1 5, and then the 4s, 3s, and then 1 2.
Okay.
So at 4s, we have Voodoo, MODOK, Shadowland, and Venom. I'm more opposed kind of
Harry
looking
Bob.
at the 3s. Yeah, I think we just look at the 3s, right?
And the 3s. Okay.
I think that's really where we might end up cutting 2 or 3 of the 3s. Or
Maybe
maybe.
Iron Man for sure.
Yeah,
Just to keep
I think Iron Man's 100%. I think he's really hard not to take.
Okay.
So and that's kind of. So, and I've played a couple of games now with Iron Man and Bullseye are really fun to have on the field at the same time. Um, because
Yeah.
you put one on each side of the field and everyone's a target.
Well, here's the thing I'm thinking is if we're definitely playing Iron Man, right?
Hmm.
He likes to either be at the midline or back a little bit, but he has some versatility because the unlimited size push.
Yeah.
Uh, if we have Emma in the back point, right? Because Emma likes to sit back and shoot pretty far, right?
Yeah.
Do we really need Wong sitting back there doing nothing?
That is kind of one of the things that kind of worries me. Uh,
No.
is that we might have too many characters that are kind of hanging out in the back.
I mean, passive characters for an attrition list.
Yeah. Where Bullseye kind of does give a little bit more damage. He actually has damage output.
Right.
Where Wong's just kind of Wong is a really good support piece, and I don't think I don't think we're wrong in considering him. I think he's very good consideration. I still don't think we eliminate one of them yet. I think we got to figure out the rest of where we're at because we. Let's look at the characters. I mean, so does Doctor Voodoo need Wong? So he's going to be rolling with the Brother Voodoo token. He rolls 4/4/6 defenses. He's got 6 health on both sides.
The main reason we would want Wong is to get somebody online even faster. That's the thing I'm thinking. It's like if there's any tech where we can get somebody 3 additional energy or 2 additional energy.
Who do we have that may want? Who do we have that would need to? So,
Immortal Hulk could use it.
Yeah. So Immortal Hulk's one of them, and he's got 3 power from the beginning, so he's going to have 4 power on turn 1 in most cases. Yeah. So I don't think we have the shenanigans, and I think we might want to stay a little bit away from shenanigans just because we don't have a ton of tactics card spots because we're already down 1.
Right.
Okay. But I like so Mortal Hulk going into 2, he's going to have 4 power on turn 2 at the minimum, right? Because we're going to give him an extra power on our last activation round 1, and he's going to have 3 power at the turn. So he's going to have 4 power right at the beginning, no matter what, and he might have more because he can, again, move, Gamma Leap with his 3 power, and then punch something and get some more power, hopefully.
Or something.
Yeah. So we have some additional power we're getting there. Same thing with Hulk.
Okay.
Red Skull doesn't have a power issue. Ghost Rider doesn't have a power issue. Uh, Voodoo would be
Does
kind of
not.
one. Yeah, he doesn't have a huge power issue, but I mean he wants some power, but he's not going to have a huge power issue. Um,
Okay.
Modoc.
So
So
I
I think
think what we
we've
need to figure is who's more in your face for our attrition, right?
yeah, that's kind of putting that pressure on because I think we kind of eliminated the characters for the most part that want all that extra power. Um,
Right.
like Mystique likes to have 3 power, but again, as soon as turn 2 flips, she's gonna have 3 power for expert
Right.
sabotage.
And Venom, he's gonna have 2 power for the
Yeah, Venom's online all the time.
oh,
Venom's always online. The best
I
thing
think
about Venom is that it's like so many snacks is after the attack is resolved. So
yeah.
if they do like 2 damage, boom, he's online and he's attacking back.
I think the main thing with him is the web snare on turn 1. If there's a way to get that online and pull somebody to your side of the board and just destroy them.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Being able to web snare on turn 1, I've
really
done.
impressive.
I did it on turn 1 with, and I brought Nick Fury in and made life miserable. Um,
Yeah.
there are ways we can do it. I don't.
Okay.
So I mean,
Let's eliminate the 3s and the 4s. I think that's probably going to be the way we get the feel for the rest of our list, right?
yeah. I mean, we've got so 4th threat. We've got Voodoo, Modoc, Shadowland, Daredevil, Venom, and Beta Ray Bill.
Okay, so um, let's see who we can do.
What's your top 3? Give me your top 3.
My top 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for 4 threats or top 3 for a 3 threat?
4 threats. Your top 3
Okay,
4 threats. Sorry.
I want to keep if I only have 3 options,
Uh
I
huh.
definitely want to keep Venom
Mm-hmm.
for attrition. I think I want to keep Beta Ray Bill,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think, like you said before, Slam Dunk is Doctor Voodoo.
Yeah, I think Voodoo's hard to not bring. Um, would
The only other
I?
MODOK Scientist Supreme seems so nice, though.
Yeah, I like all 5 of them. My top 3 are probably Venom. I, I feel like Beta Ray Bill is the one I keep like cutting out, and I don't really know why.
So the reason I like Beta Ray Bill is because he's got that throw for 3 that's going to be
Oh yeah,
online too.
I love Beta Ray Bill.
God Hunter is so good in this big boy meta. Um,
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I don't know why I keep like just like skimming over him because I think he's phenomenal. I feel like it's just tough.
we definitely want Venom, right? Are we both in agreement on Venom?
Yeah, I think Venom's a yeah. I think Venom. I'm currently curious. No, I think we have to have like Doctor Voodoo. I think we need a tech piece, kind of at like that 4 and the 3.
Okay.
And Venom or Voodoo just does so much. Like
Voodoo does so much, it's stupid not to include him.
yeah. So I think it's Voodoo and Venom, and then we just take one between Beta Ray Bill, Modoc, and Shadow. We can go ahead and take Shadowland off. If we take Shadowland off, I think we're immediately
Going
solidifying
for
Red
Red Skull
Skull.
too.
So,
Let's see. I think, let's see.
or you want to go to you want to move to 3s real quick?
Yeah, let's move to 3s. Yeah.
Okay, so
This is
what are your top 3 3s here? We've got Mystique, Iron Man, Iron Fist, Black Cat, and Baron Zemo.
I think for an attrition list, I definitely want Zemo and Iron Man.
Okay.
Um, because the Helios and Zemo's just good with the reroll,
Mm-hmm.
the strategic genius.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Beyond that, the little kind of trouble I'm having is between Black Cat and Mystique.
Yeah.
Um,
All right,
Black Cat's got that
we're gonna cut Iron Fist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't feel that Iron Fist. He just doesn't have. If his spender was just less, like if it were a 6 instead of an 8 or 9, um, if it were less energy and we could get off maybe twice in a game,
So
you know,
I like
that would
the
be
so the
nice.
idea with him. I think that helps like the Beta Ray Bill because we gotta have something to go against like tall people, because Voodoo doesn't love tall people. He likes
Okay.
turning off the smaller people, keeping his he likes to keep the Brother Daniel token in some of those matchups. Um,
Okay.
so that might kind of sway that a little bit. Yeah, so I mean, you're coming down to Mystique and Black Cat.
So I feel like if we have Black Cat for the stagger,
Mm-hmm.
is it better just to take Beta Ray Bill and not maybe necessarily stagger them, but have Mystique where they can't use their tactics cards?
See that's kind of where it gets tough. It's yeah. This is the hardest part of the list, I think, because I mean Black Cat being able to, I mean she can steal a game with the Master Cat
Yeah.
Burglar,
I
um,
think,
as well
yeah,
as
maybe
being
we
able to auto stagger.
see with Dr. Voodoo, that's a great combo.
Yeah, and I really like having both. I like having Cat and Voodoo, for the games where you need both of them, but also for the games where you just want one of them.
Right. And
And
the other
you,
thing is that just because we're playing attrition doesn't mean we can't play the objective, you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
We don't have to
we've
give
got to
up
play.
on the
Yeah,
objective.
yeah, we've got to play the objectives. Yeah, we're like we might be attrition focused, but we're trying to make the best possible list that's kind of open ended, if that makes sense. Like you want to have a
Yeah.
game, you want to have a game everywhere. I think having
Okay.
both of them allow that so much. Um,
I'd
ah,
say keep Beta Ray Bill and keep Black Cat. That's what I'd say.
that's so we're gonna cut Mystique. I'm cool with
Yeah.
that.
Because then, if you play Beta Ray Bill and you play Black Cat, you can take down any biggie, or at least stagger them and throw them away.
Uh,
If you play Dr. Voodoo and Black Cat, you can take the objectives from the other people.
mhm.
And, so it gives you some flexibility of how you want to build it.
Okay. So we cut Mystique, we cut Shadowland, and we cut Shadowland caused me to cut Ghost Rider.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
got
I think,
Venom. I got Voodoo, Modoc, Venom, and Beta Ray Bill, and then Zemo, Black Cat, Iron Man.
we got
It's
6 solidified, other than Emma, who's 7. And then Red Skull 2 is 8, right?
Emma, Red Skull, 2, Voodoo, Venom, and then
And we
the
got 2
three.
slots left.
I got the 3 threes. I'm currently more concerned if 3 threes is not enough threes.
I think you might be right.
That's what I'm
Uh,
worried about.
but let's see, 3 threes. Ooh. Because then you can't go wide, can you?
But
Yeah.
so Red Skull kind of solves that because we get the second.
Yeah.
He's a 2-for-1.
Well, let's think about this. Because if we're at 15, right? Do we want to be able to go 5 wide at 15?
So at 15, if we play Emma, Red Skull, that's 9. That's 3 models.
Okay.
So
And
we
then 2
get,
3.
yeah. So then we get like Iron Man and Zemo, and we're 5 wide. I mean, we're like 4.5 wide.
Right.
Um,
That's not bad. That's not bad. I can live with that.
yeah. So at 15, and we can do so like can we 3, 6, 9, 13, 15. So we can do a pure 5 wide. We can do Emma, Black Cat, Zemo, Iron Man, our 2 threat.
Okay. That's right. Okay. So we're good there, right?
Yeah, I think.
You want another 3, but then who would we cut?
Yeah, that's my issue I'm having right now.
There's so many good 4s right now, and that used to be a weak spot. Now it's
Yeah,
like,
the 4s have absolutely came out swinging lately, and it's. I mean, I think we're gonna end up with just 3 threes. I don't know how else we fit them in.
right.
I think we have to have 2 that we. I mean, Zemo and Iron Man we're gonna play almost every single game, and then
Right.
Black Cat we can play in most games.
And they
Uh,
both come with the starter, so that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a bonus. Most people should have some of these models. Um, I think that eliminates Wong though.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that kind of we don't really
We don't
we're
need
sturdy enough that we're not going to need the extra healing, and we don't really need the extra power.
Right.
I'm just having a hard time cutting Modoc.
Really?
Yeah,
You're that high
scientist.
on MODOK?
I'm a big fan, but like in my head, I keep saying like, well, if you keep him, you've got to cut Voodoo, and I hate that.
That's what I think. I think the scenario play with Voodoo is too strong.
Yeah, I don't think we cut
Uh,
him for that. I
like if we were just talking about, I want a character that's going to take out other characters like in a one-on-one attack, I'd probably do Modok.
we
But
also have
Voodoo has,
eliminated. We've eliminated all of our Mystic attacks besides for Voodoo. And
well, I mean, we
Emma's
have
got
Emma.
Emma's got Mystic attacks. That's
Yeah,
right.
Emma's good.
She
Yeah,
does that. I forgot about that.
he's got that thing going on. But
Yeah, never mind. I'm cool with that. We've got a decent.
okay,
Let's look at our variety. We've got two physical, two mystic. We've got two physical and an energy, or two physical, so two more physical. One and one. Two mystics. More physical. Two physical, two physical, two physical, two physical, two physical, two energy and a physical.
all right.
Yeah, I
So
think
we
we've got decent variety.
and we're going to be playing Iron Man a lot, and we're going to be playing Emma every game. So that's automatically energy and mystic right there.
Yeah, I think Iron. Yeah, it's going to be hard not to play Iron Man every game. I think.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
now we do
so
tactics cards.
we're gonna take out Modoc, and yeah,
Oh,
I want to leave in the two Hulks still,
okay.
because we'll look at that in a second. Tactics cards. Oh god.
Helios is a guarantee.
Yeah, I needed to go look at these real quick. Venom has a tactics card.
Lethal Protector.
Iron Man, and Beta Ray Bill. We only have 3 tactics cards from our characters, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna play Lethal Protector 100%. We're gonna play. Voodoo has one. What is it? Seance.
Could we use Seance?
We're gonna
consider it.
Yeah, we're gonna consider Seance, and then Scuttlebutt.
I don't like that card.
We're probably gonna have to consider it. We might not play it, but we're probably gonna have to consider it just
Yeah,
because.
I think Eyes on the Prize is more important with Beta Ray Bill than Scuttlebutt.
Yeah, the problem we're gonna run into is now we have to find. The main thing we need to figure out is what 2 tactics cards do you want to bring?
The 2 restricted?
Yeah, I know what 2 I want to bring, but I want to know what 2
Well,
you want to bring.
I think I really want to bring Brace because that's an auto go-to for me.
Okay.
And I want to bring Patch Up.
Okay. I'm fine with both of those.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I kind of saw a lot of people add Adepticon. I don't want to spoil too much, but a lot of them took Recalibration Matrix.
Yeah, I think
And
we. That's a card that has. I feel like always.
been popular.
It kind of goes in waves. I feel like it's a trap card. I think I want to consider it too, and I think it's going to end up making the list because I do think it's really good. I think it's just funny because I feel like you have an event like this, everybody brings it, and then you won't see it again for a year because everyone realizes it's not that good.
Yeah. I like Marked for Death. That's a generic team tactic card.
I want to go ahead and mark Grievous Wounds as well.
Oh yeah, with Immortal Hulk coming out, you want Grievous Wounds.
Yeah, I want to have that tech for that. I like Mark for Death as well as a good option here.
I like Fallback. I like Face Me. I like Eyes on the Prize.
I marked Eyes for the Prize. Where is Marked for Death? Am I just like looking right over it? Yeah, I am. So with Fallback and Face Me, I don't think we keep both of them. I think that's one of those
I agree.
where we've got to kind of pick which one we want.
Well, I'd probably go with Face Me if we're going to include a Hulk.
I like Face Me more and Fallback for this list.
Right.
I like Fallback more for the other list we made, which was more control heavy, where you kind of want to get out of the way. I like Face Me more in this specific list.
How many tactic cards are we up to?
We're at 10 right now.
Oh wow, perfect. We're done. No,
So,
I'm just kidding.
so there's not a whole lot other ones that I think we even really consider. I think we consider, Recalibration Matrix I just marked, and then, oh god, where'd it go? I marked it and then I scrolled away. Mission Objective.
Mission Objective's good. A lot of people took that.
Yeah, Mission Objective is a really good card. I think that doesn't get enough love that we should consider.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
I'm just double checking. There wasn't any tactics cards we missed. There's Smash. I think is something we consider with Hulks. If we bring Hulk 1, we get Gamma Launch, which
Psychic
is.
shield device.
I like PSD a lot. I don't think we're actually very weak to Mystic, though.
I
Uh,
don't think we are either.
yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot against Mystic. I'm going to go double check in just a second. I'm just going through these tactics cards to make sure there wasn't anything like crazy that I missed. I don't think there was.
Only other thing I can think of is trip up.
Yeah,
That's not necessarily.
it's not great.
That's no, that's not great. So
Yeah, so okay. So
how many
we got
tactics cards?
13 with My Hellfire Club, Lethal Protector, Seance, Scuttlebutt, Patch Up, Brace, Eyes on the Prize, Grievous Wounds, Mark for Death, Face Me, Mission Objective, Recalibration Matrix, and Smash. I want to put Gamma Launch in here just in case we play Hulk 1.
Okay.
I think it's good for if we play Hulk 1. I think it's really good.
Okay.
Because he can just turn one yeet someone up the board.
Oh, and then also we gotta consider if we play Hulk 2, we gotta think about one below all.
One below all. I don't even know what that is. Do I know what that is? I might know what that is. One below all. I don't think I thought this was very good. Let me read it. During this activation, it may spend 2 to play this card. It may remove up 2 special conditions from itself. If it does not have an order, it may place itself within 2. Yeah.
I was just thinking extra movement for Immortal Hulk, because if he can Gamma Leap
Well,
and place within 2, that's a big.
So I think
where you want.
Yeah, I think that's a card we can consider in this list. I don't think that's a card you consider in many lists because I think you have better options.
Oh yeah, especially if you're playing him in Shield. You just do the Shield Mobile and
anything else you just don't need it, and you have too many good cards.
Right. So, which cards are you comfortable cutting? We got. Let's see. We have to have Hellfire Club.
Yeah, we're basically picking 9. We're picking 9 of the 14, which I don't think it's. I like Eyes on the Prize to an extent.
I like it because with Beta Ray Bill, that gives him the option of grabbing an objective mid-line turn 1 and getting out of there.
Yeah. That's not really what we're trying to do, though, right?
That's true. So let's get rid of that.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think it's more of a late game play for us.
Okay.
And I'm not sure we need it. You know what I mean? That might end up being too much. I like Mark for Death. I like Face Me. I'm not a big Recalibration Matrix guy, which is really funny because I don't roll dice very well. I should probably like it more than I do.
I think if we have a big Hulk, we're going to want that card at some point.
I think, and that's true because I usually don't play. I'm not trying to attack. I like being like if we whiff, like okay, shit, let me redo this.
Yeah, and Hulk's gonna have the power to redo it.
Also, if you're me, it also gives us a reroll. That's what I didn't select. Oh my god, I forgot to select Helios Laser. I knew there was one I forgot to select.
We have to have Helios.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if I whiff on a Helios Laser, it'd be nice to be able to rerun it with Recalibration Matrix.
Yeah.
I think... I don't think we need Scuttlebutt. I just like saying Scuttlebutt. I think Seance is fine. Mission Objective... I
don't think that fits our plan, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was going to say that. I think it's good, but I don't think it does what we want. One of these Hulk cards is going to go, so we need to cut 2 more.
I think Smash isn't really necessary.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little overrated. I don't think we need it, per se. I think it comes down to that or Gamma Launch, and I'd rather just yeet, like, Red Skull up the board or yeet Venom up the board.
Right.
I like having the tech piece. I mean, we're playing my Hellfire Club, Brace, and Patch Up every game, so we're really only bringing two. The games we bring Venom, we're bringing Lethal Protector, so we're really just kind of looking
And
for
the games
tech
we bring Iron
cards.
Man, which will be a lot, is going to be Helios.
Yeah, so like that's the five we're taking 99% of the time is Helios, Lethal Protector, my Hellfire Club, Patch Up, Brace. Um, if you're playing a matchup where you don't need Brace, that's when you kind of start flexing stuff in. You
Yeah.
could flex stuff out with Lethal Protector. You can flex stuff out. We just need to cut one. Um, it's probably Mark for Death or Face Me. I think it's probably just Mark for Death.
I think it's marked for death.
Yeah, I don't think we're really gonna need it. Venom having the pull kind of helps us get away from that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, when he attacks, they can't modify their defense dice.
Yeah,
And that's kind of redundant with marked for death.
yeah. So I like being able to just pull them into the stealth range instead of just getting rid of stealth. So we're at our 10. We've got my Hellfire Club, Lethal Protector, Seance, Patch Up, Brace, Grievous Wounds, Face Me, Recalibration Matrix, either Gamma Launch or one below all, and then Helios Laser Bombardment.
Okay.
So right now we still have both Hulks. We've got both the Hulk cards. So let's go to Secures real quick.
Okay.
What Secures are you thinking of?
Well, if we're playing attrition, we definitely want deadly meteors.
Deadly Meteors Mutate Citizens. Did you mean Demons Downtown?
Oh, Demons Downtown.
Okay.
Yeah, Demons Downtown has our competence come due.
Yeah. Has our comeuppance come due? It's late, guys. You got to give us a break.
Yeah.
We're creeping into the wee hours of the morning here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's correct. I think we play Demons Downtown. I think we play Intrusions.
Let's see. Okay.
Open across city as seals collapse. The two are the slow. Those are the two slowest.
I think do we have a lot of people who shoot from close up, or would a
We
scoundrel
actually are. Yeah, we're pretty rangy actually. We've got Emma, who's got 4 and a 3. The Hulks are 2s. Red Skull's a 3 and a 2. Voodoo's a 2-3, a 3 and a 2. Venom is a 3 and a 3. Zemo's both 2s, 2 and a 3, but he's got a long move. Black Cat is a 2 and a 3. Iron Man is a 4 and a 5. Bullseye is
Okay.
4 and a 4. Beta Ray Bill is 2-4-2.
I'm thinking now. This is just me. I hear a lot of twos in there, right?
Yeah.
Um, I kind of like the idea of it's a little faster, but hear me out. Superpower scoundrels form Sinister Syndicate.
I like
the
Superpower Scoundrels a lot. So the thing is with Superpower Scoundrels is we're auto accepting a loss against Kingpin in that scenario.
That's true. That's not
Which,
good.
yeah, I don't like having an auto loss. I mean, it might not be, but like it's probably going to be an auto
It's an
loss.
uphill climb.
Yeah, it's a bad situation.
How about gamma wave sweeps across Midwest?
I thought about Gamma. I don't like 15 all that much.
Okay.
That was the only thing I was considering about that. I kind of like. I was thinking Infinity Formula, um, and Extremist. Right, Sparks.
Um, I would probably go with the now. If we go Infinity Formula, you're giving them access to the extra energy, right?
Yeah, I think I like Riot just because of the extra healing.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I
But
think I
you're
like.
giving them you're giving them extra healing too. But
Yeah, I think we're gonna hit harder than them most of the time. But yeah, I think it's that or Superpower Scoundrels. So I'll go ahead and select both of them.
I think if I had to choose one, I guess I'd go Riots over Extremists.
Yeah, that's the kind of the tough. I think I can't. I mean, I don't think we play Cosmic Invasion. I don't think we play any of the pay to flips.
Now,
Gamma's one. I don't hate Gamma at 15.
right.
I think we just have to have a plan, which would probably be
Red Skull,
Emma.
Emma, 2 3s.
Yeah, you have Red Skull, Emma 2-3s, or Emma Hulk, Hulk 1, and then 3-2.
Yeah. I don't love either of those, so I think you're right. We need to have a little more
Need a couple extra points in there.
Yeah.
We'll look at we'll keep the 17 and 20 and we'll go to extracts.
Okay. So extracts. Now we have the healing ability, but we want to play slow. So I like the Montesi formula found.
Montesi?
I think that's.
I like Montesi. I think we can. This is where I think we do play a 15. I do think we play research station.
Research station. Yeah.
And then we probably play hammers.
Yeah, I think that's the go-to for the attrition list these days anyway.
Yeah.
It's hammers, research, and Montesi.
Yeah, so the only one would be if you you want to get rid of one of these is we do have a very good match on Deadly Legacy Virus with Voodoo and Black Cat.
Ooh, yeah. I would almost. Yeah, but you gotta have a plan for it. And if we don't get priority, we're behind.
I mean, see, that's the thing. We're not. Because Voodoo can make them drop it.
That's true, and Black Cat can steal it.
And Black Cat can steal it.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're at. The difference is that also comes back to where if we do that, we won't miss an objective.
Okay. Well, we're trying to play attrition, right? We're not doing a scenario-heavy team, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're not scenario-heavy, but I don't think...
I think hammers, more death is good, right?
Yeah, I think it's between... I think at that point you're looking at Deadly Legacy over either Research or Montesi. Probably Research. Yeah, probably Research because, again...
15's not great.
I like having... Yeah, 15 is not good for us, but then that also... If we have Research and Superpowered Scoundrels, like if we ran into Kingpin and got Superpowered Scoundrels and Research because they're going to have both of them, we're fucked.
I had that against Bryce last time, I think.
Nice.
Something similar. I had... I had Research and Riots, and that was not good.
Yeah, I had... So, in the tournament I played with Criminal Syndicate, this is the tournament, I'll just give a brief. I don't really even consider it a tournament win, really, because I played 3 matches. The first one was with Kingpin Criminal Syndicate. I played Superpower Scoundrels, and what's the... Senators was the first game. The second game was Superpower Scoundrels and Research Station, and the third game was Superpower Scoundrels and Senators. So, like, the absolute perfect of perfect scenarios. Like, I got 7 on turn 1 both games. Like, it was just magical Christmas wonderland. Like, I was like, I don't even consider it because it really wasn't. But I kind of like the Deadly... Like, a lot of people don't have a play for Deadly Legacy anymore.
No, they don't. I like what you're saying there. Deadly Legacy Virus makes sense.
Yeah, I like having that tech.
Because then we know that we're automatically bringing Black Cat and Voodoo, right? We know we're bringing Emma, so that's 11 points solved, right?
Yeah,
and then we have 8 to play with. Yeah,
8 points at 19 or possibly more. And I think with the attrition, I think we're fine at those lower point games. But again, I think it starts at 16. I think it's going to be hard. I don't think we're going to have a bad matchup at 15, because I think at 15 we just play. If we keep Hulk 1, I think we just play Emma Hulk 3-2.
Yeah.
And like Iron Man Bullseye, and just try to blow them off the board.
Yeah.
And I think that can do it. So I think
based on that, we keep Hulk 1.
Yeah. I think we're going to run into that here in a second, because I think the math is going to work. The worst thing about Immortal Hulk is the worst thing about Malekith, and that's the 7 points is tough.
Right.
Like, 7 points is rough. And I run into that more than I'd care to admit. And when I played Malekith a lot, the 7 points gets kind of awkward unless you know you're bringing that 7 points every single game.
Right, and Malekith has the leadership. Mortal Hulk doesn't.
Yeah, he has one of the best leaderships. Yeah, so I think that can I agree. I think I agree with that. I think we just kind of go with Hulk over Immortal Hulk.
Yep.
And again, if something happens, it's a flip, or you really like Immortal Hulk, that's a good thing. I think Immortal Hulk fits better with MODOK if we wanted to play MODOK. I like sending the damage to him that he can just heal.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I like
Yeah.
that. Just like, hey, I'm gonna take all these attacks and then you're gonna heal.
Yeah.
However, I did add mission objective back in, which
Oh.
I think we just cut Seance. I just don't think Seance is all that great. I think it's
I
fine.
agree.
I
I
think
was
it's
gonna
fine.
ask to cut it earlier, and I was like, no, he sounds high on that.
No, I'm
But
not super high. Yeah, I'm not super high on it. I think it's fine. Um, Again,
it's
like
not the best.
I like having so in this list. I think most of our cards are kind of one of niche cards versus anything else. Um, you're looking at those cards that are more niche. So like, we have a game plan for Deadly Legacy Viruses. We have a game plan at Fear. Montesi, we have a pretty static game plan. Let me make sure. I meant to check that earlier. I think all our Mystic defenses are fine. I don't think we have. Red Skull's got a 2, but if we pick the Mystic, the Dispersion Field, he rolls 5. Voodoo's rolling 4 or 6. Venom even rolls 3. Zemo runs 4. Black Cat rolls 3. Iron Man rolls 3. Bullseye rolls. Bullseye's our worst. He rolls 2.
He's also a good threat.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill rolls 3. So we're rolling decent on 3s. So I guess the main thing is, do we want to play Superpower Scoundrels or like Riot Sparks? I think is where we're at here.
I think Riots.
Think Riot Sparks.
Less chance for a Kingpin player just.
Yeah, I think
take
that.
it
Yeah, I think that makes it. I think it gives us a decent matchup.
Or do we play a do we pay a or do we do we play a pay to flip?
It would be the physical one, which is Portals.
So Emma's not great at that.
No, yeah, that's the problem we have. I think is we're kind of a little bit in the middle because the pay to flip we have the energy, which Venom's bad at, Emma's bad at.
Voodoo's bad at.
Yeah, Voodoo's bad at, and then we have Deadly Meteors, which is energy defense. Are they both energy defense? Where's the physical defense?
Yeah.
One?
Do we
Sword
do we
base.
do
Sword base is the physical defense one. No, it's not. Sword base would be the one we would play, but it's a 15, right?
and we don't do Mayor Fisk even though we have Hulk and he's immune to stun, right?
Probably not, because that's another one that Kingpin just slaughters us on, right?
Okay, yeah.
I don't hate Mayor Fisk, and I think I don't think that I think we can consider it. Mutant Madmen's the physical one, but again, it's not great. I think it'd be sword base, and I don't know if I like sword base. I mean, it is close. I don't like 15 though.
Let's see. I think we could do yeah, no, the energy defense really gonna hold us back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's sword base, or I don't hate Mayor Fisk.
I think I would go Mayor Fisk over Sword Base.
The only thing is Mayor Fisk is a little bit faster.
That's true. That's true. Well, let's see. Now, if we're playing at 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have Hulk 1, we can definitely throw somebody. We can double move and throw somebody off on Sword, right?
Yeah. We also we could be in a good spot for sword, but I think if we want to play 15, I think we should play Gamma, right?
Yeah, I think Gamma is maybe the call.
Yeah, if you're comfortable at 15, I think it's just Gamma, right?
Right. Yeah.
So if we're comfortable with our 15, all right. So we've got the list in. We've got everything kind of solidified here. Let's do the list breakdown. Let's look at 15. What options? So at 15, we can do Emma, Hulk, Red Skull, Master of Hydra. Emma, Voodoo, Venom, Zemo. Emma, Voodoo, Venom, Black Cat. Emma, Master, Red Skull, Zemo, Black Cat. My favorite is probably going to be Emma, Red Skull, Baron, Zemo, Iron Man. That sounds real good.
That sounds great.
And then we have Emma, Hulk, Zemo, Bullseye, which is also really good, or Iron Man, Bullseye, which is also really good. Those are really good. So I think we've got, I'm just going to scroll through here, we're going to have a bunch of options at 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20.
I think
Ironically.
that's the thing is Hulk 1's just so much better for the threat value. Not
Yeah,
necessarily
he
that.
solves a lot of math.
The cohesion of points, let's put it that way.
Yeah, he definitely makes the math feel better. He's definitely the math. So, just to do a breakdown right here. For Hellfire Club, we have Emma Frost, Hulk, Red Skull Master of Hydra, Doctor Voodoo, Venom, Baron Zemo, Black Cat, Iron Man, Bullseye, Beta Ray Bill, our 10 characters. Our tactics cards are My Hellfire Club, Lethal Protector, Patch Up, Brace for Impact, Grievous Wounds, Face Me, Recalibration Matrix, Gamma Launch, Helios Laser Bombardment, and Mission Objective. We are playing Demons Downtown, has our comeuppance come due. Intrusions, Gamma. Gamma Wave sweeps across Midwest. For our extracts, we're playing the Montesi, Formula Found, Fear Grips World is Worthy Terrorized Cities, and Deadly Legacy Virus Cured.
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel good. I do feel really good about it. I think we've got a little bit of everything. I think we're going to be able to attrition really well. We've got a way to play pretty much any kind of way. We're not going to be. It's going to be hard to
flexibility.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. Yeah, we've got a lot of flexibility, and that's really what we wanted. I'm counting a lot of S tier characters in there. I mean, we're playing some of the best models in the game, and we're playing some really good cards and playing some scenarios that not everyone wants to play. People aren't going to pick our secures because they don't want to play them. But I think our extracts.
Deadly Legacy. Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think people are going to want to play either our secures or our extracts, but we might run into like some Brotherhood where they just want to play a bloodbath, and we might have a game like that.
Yeah.
But I think we're setting ourselves up for a really good situation.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're gonna pick the best characters, Hellfire's the way to do it.
Yeah, if you're gonna pick best characters, let's pick the best characters, right?
Yeah. Did you want to look at some of the Adepticon rosters in the top 10 to see if there's any characters we should have considered, or nah?
Yeah, we can bring it up and see what we got going on here. Let's see what we got here. So let's pull it up here. So we got the Adepticon. We got any Hellfire lists that are doing anything?
So the Hellfire list, I looked through it earlier, and unfortunately, a lot of people playing Hellfire didn't submit their roster.
Yeah.
So you gotta scroll pretty far down to get to the Hellfire list. It's like a triple faction guy at 101. So he went 1 and 3. Probably not the best example of a Hellfire roster because it's triple affiliated.
Yeah, it looks like it's more of a criminal syndicate list.
Yeah.
So this is okay. This is something you're gonna see a lot. Actually, this is something that's becoming pretty popular. I've been seeing a lot about this. A lot of criminal syndicate lists are playing Emma. So a lot of the criminal syndicate lists are playing Emma, and that's probably where a lot of these Hellfire Clubs are coming from. I don't think anyone's really probably playing them strictly for Hellfire Club.
Okay.
Same thing with Brotherhood. I think you're seeing a lot of players play Emma to basically for the built-in Brace and Indomitable, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And that's really, really good. Emma is actually in my criminal syndicate list right now because of being able to prevent you from pushing and throwing my characters.
I see.
Yeah, that's a lot of that you're gonna see. But we can look at a couple of the top lists here. We didn't really talk about Loki. I'm not a big Loki guy.
He's very flimsy for the 4 or 5 threat.
Yeah, I'm not a big Loki guy. I'm just not. It's just not me. Ebony Maw. So, I mean, I think we talked about almost everyone. I don't know if there's anyone I'm going to feel bad about not putting in the list, to be honest. I think they fit what we're trying to do really well. Gives us a game plan on about everything.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of Beta Ray build through here.
Yeah. Beta Ray Bill is popular this day
Yeah,
and age.
he's really good. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Thanos too. I don't think we discounted Thanos too quickly, but I think Thanos is really, really good.
See some Hulk. I see a lot of Red Skull Master of Hydra.
Yeah, a lot of
Even
Red
got
Skull. Yeah, I think a lot of you're gonna see a ton of 6 thread Hulk. Yeah, I don't think we missed anyone too major. This
I
is
think we're
kind of
good.
for those watching on YouTube. You can pinpoint exactly when we recorded this because I've got this pulled up here. So, um, yeah, I think we've done a good job. I don't think there was anyone we really didn't consider. I think this is a good list. I'm gonna test it out, and I'll test it out on my game night on this coming Wednesday, and hopefully get 2 games in. And this is vaguely similar to the list I put together that I've been playing. So two differences actually, 2 model differences.
Okay.
Right? Let me think. Yeah, 2 model differences. A couple tactics card differences. But I was kind of my tactics cards were a blur. I didn't have a whole lot. So I had 9. I didn't even have 10. So I didn't even have all of them. So I had 8. I only had 8 tactics cards. So
You'll be fully prepared now.
yeah, no, yeah, a lot better spot. Yeah, and I was playing a little bit. And some of my 2 different characters made some selections differ from the extracts and secures. So, but for the most part, yeah, I think it's really solid. I think I like this list better than the list I had made.
I'm glad I contributed to some good list building. I hope.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good episode. It's gonna be the conclusion of our episode. I think we're pretty much done wrapping it up here. If you're on YouTube and you have, or if you're just listening on your podcast, you have anything we should have considered more, or any insight, or you want to test the list and let us know how it did. We'd love to hear about it. Or if you think the list is garbage and you want to tell us, go ahead. I don't care. Send us a comment on Facebook. Not Facebook. We're not on Facebook. You can't do that. You can try, but you're not going to do it because we don't have Facebook. On YouTube. Send us a comment on YouTube. Let us know what you think about the list. Let us know what you think about any options. Maybe something we missed. Did we miss a glaring hole? We will be back at a later date doing some more hybrid Emma Frost lists. I think she's probably going to be a list that gets splashed a lot. Just because you can splash her in a tactics card and boom, you've got your list. You don't have to worry about affiliations. That's what criminal. So that's the big thing. Criminal Syndicate. If they don't get a good extract, or they get like a pay to flip. Now you can play Emma in my Hellfire Club and get all your best characters. I think is a big thing that's happening right now.
Boom, presto.
So, all right. Well, we appreciate everyone for listening. If you have any comments, or if you have a list you want to hear, if there's a leadership you want us to go over and do this for, send us a comment. I will prioritize any recommendations. I mean, I've got some lined up, but I'll definitely prioritize what people want to hear. So if there's one you really want to hear about, just let me know on a comment, and we'll get it made for you. But either way, you guys have a great week and have good games.